I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 100. Before we kick things off, just want to let you guys know that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at ratedgforgamers@gmail.com. We appreciate all the love. Happy New Year. First episode of 2018. I'm your host, Dave Rotino. This is my co-host, Dan, I've possibly partied too hard, Robinson.
What's going on, man?
You know
what? Happy New Year to you, Dave.
Happy New Year to you.
You know what? Let's just jump
Sound
into
the
it.
streamers.
Let's just... Sound the streamers. Go ahead.
That's my party horn.
You know what? Screw that. Let's just get into it. Let's just announce the game of the year of 2017. The Order 1886, 3 years in a row.
Oh my God. Unprecedented.
Woo! All right. I mean, it made history. We made history with this. Episode 100, The Order 1886. I mean, it's just history in the making.
Three years in a row.
3 years in a row. 3 years in a row.
This exemplifies quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. It's a tight 5 hours.
This game ain't made by EA, baby.
No.
Quality, baby. No
No
microtransactions or anything.
No microtransactions, no multiplayer, no
multiplayer,
no DLC.
No DLC. Was there a DLC for this?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You know what? It should have been. It should have been.
Would have doubled the game time.
It would have doubled the game time. You know what? It would have made the game 7 hours instead of 6.
Yeah, right.
And I love this game. And unfortunately, it didn't win Game of the Year.
No, it didn't win anything. It won
my admiration.
It is a fun, enjoyable game, and we will leave it at that.
Okay. You know what? Let's jump into it.
For real. We're gonna do third place, runner up, second place, and first place.
All right. So third place, I think, and there was a little bit of debate over this, but it's a game that we both played, and we both surprisingly really liked. Well, I guess on my part, I really liked Persona 5. You know, I'm not a real RPG fan.
No.
I'm not a big RPG fan.
No.
Really, Super Mario RPG was like that, the only RPG to ever capture my attention until now. Persona 5.
I mean, the story is out there, but it's strong. It's compelling.
It's definitely out there. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, that's just that's the whole Persona world. Ever since like the first Persona,
Gotta have a Persona.
That's right. It's been a little weird. But it's good. The graphics are amazing. The art style is good. The music, I'm totally jamming on the music. I love the soundtrack. Yeah. So unanimous number 3, Persona 5.
Now 1 and 2. Honestly, could have been interchangeable. I mean, 1 could be 2, 2 could be 1. So much so,
these are both near perfect, if not perfect games.
No, so much so that it's. I don't even call it number 2. I call it 1B.
You call it 1B.
I call it 1B.
All right, so
and that is
Super Mario Odyssey.
Yes, this game is great. This is the only game my boss has ever talked to me about.
Oh, no way.
He's just like, hey, should I get this Mario game for this thing called the Switch for my kids? I was like, yes. You know why? Because you may not know Dave, but on a Dave scale, it is fantastic. I had to keep the extra ands in there.
100% agree. 100% agree. And this is also too. I know you said that you're going to be playing this game till the end of time because you can just pick it up and play and get a couple moons and then put it down again and then pick it up again. You know, it's like perfect, whether you're playing it on the subway or at home, in dock mode, portable.
Yeah, no, this game is great. I'm going to be playing this game off and on throughout 2018. When I just need something to do, like, I don't really want to get into a story. I just want to do. Just want to play.
Yeah, grab some moons.
Grab some moons. So, all right, number one.
Without further ado,
I'll let you do it.
Without further ado, I mean, it's look. It's no surprise if you listen to us throughout the year. It's no surprise. We love this game. I called it in the game of the half year. We were doing the awards for the half year. I called it Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, number 1 game of the year.
Sometimes referred to it by Dave as Breath of the Wild. But
you called it Breath of the Wild.
I think that was you.
I just named it the episode.
I think that was you, but that's okay.
You guys can go back in the archive. Look for the episode Breath of the Wild. It is a very funny episode.
I think that was you.
It's debatable.
I don't know what was on your mind when you were playing this game.
Well,
But, I think that was you.
Those great fairies, let me tell you.
You know what? You and those fairies, man. You and those fairies. This game was great. I love this game. I haven't beaten this. I still have not beaten this game.
Yeah, you got to get on that, man.
I am like 2 out of 4 Divine Beast.
Oh, well you got to get
now. I guess now 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5, right? Yeah. Which are all optional, by the way. You can go right to Ganon and face Ganon.
No, I want to hit 2. I want to hit all 4 beasts.
You should. Yeah.
So that game is great. I love it. It's really the first Zelda game because of Breath of the Wild. I am now playing other Zelda games.
You're going back to the classics and revisiting other
classics.
Zelda games.
Yeah, because
that's awesome.
Apparently, in the canon, this is sort of like thousands of years after all the other Zelda games.
Right. This is the most current.
All the other Zelda games universe in the past are just distant memory, as we said last week, according to the creators. So now I'm going back to play those games. So I really love Zelda. I need to get back to it. It is top 3 on my list of games I need to play in the beginning of 2018.
Get through it, man. I mean, look, the ending's not bad once you beat the 4 beasts. Like, I beat the game legit drunk on the subway. I've talked about this in the show before. I came.
I don't think you said you were drunk. I think you said you beat the game. I think you told me.
I may have said tipsy or whatever it was, but I had some in me. It was after a company outing.
Had some in you,
and I was on the subway. And, I was in Hyrule Castle. I pressed I legit pressed forward on the thumbstick, and I'm like, you're fighting Ganon. I'm like, all right, let's do this. And I beat him first try. So
nice.
Yeah, you can definitely get through it. Okay. This is not a
Calamity Ganon.
Yeah, Calamity Ganon. That's right. Yeah. This is not a Batman Arkham Asylum 4-year journey. You can definitely beat him in 1 try, especially if you kill the 4 divine beasts. And that's all I'll say.
Which
about
you did.
That. Yeah. Which everybody does. Everybody does.
No, some people just went straight to him.
It makes it more difficult if you don't, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, well, I mean, I already know what happens at the end.
Yeah, because you like the game being spoiled for you.
I don't really care. I don't care about spoilers, really. I mean, maybe Star Wars, right? Like, I don't really care about spoilers because I didn't experience it. Like, you could tell me about it, but I didn't experience it, so I don't feel it.
Sure.
So,
okay.
So I don't really care about spoilers. I already know what happens at the end. And I'm still amped to go back and beat it eventually. I'm still amped to go back and beat it.
Right.
So, all right. We got that out the way. So, Dave, as we always start the show and epically fail.
Try to start the show.
Try to start the show
and epically fail.
What have you been playing?
Well,
I've already teased what I've been playing, so go ahead.
The aforementioned Persona 5, right? And Persona 5 is great. We've definitely talked about it.
What month are you in? So we're going to say what year are you in?
Yeah, no, I'm in mid May. So I've gotten to the point where I can do jobs now. So I've got that going on to get like extra money. I can travel around the city a little bit, and it's starting to open up a little bit, and I kind of see where those extra mechanics are. Like, do you want to read books and level up your character, or you want to get a job to get more money to buy more weapons, but you need to complete certain missions by a certain time. Like, there's like all of that, and that's like super awesome. So, and I realized if you press the if you press the pad in the middle, you can see what other people have done on that day, to see like where you're at, what like their average level is, what they did during that day, to get an idea of like what you can do which I thought was kind of neat.
Okay.
But yeah. So I'm playing that, and I realized yesterday that, I mean, I know, like, you know, you have a smart TV now, or you've had a smart TV. You have a new smart TV. I have a smart TV. Everyone's got a smart TV. You get apps, right? You get Facebook and Hulu and whatever else, standard apps. There's also games. You can play very bad, poorly coded games on your TV. So I tried to get Texas Hold'em because I'm like, oh, this would be like fun to see how it is. There was nobody playing the Texas Hold'em game. You have to play against other people. So that was a bust. Now I have that taking up memory on my TV. So I'm playing Brick Breaker on my Samsung TV. Okay, I played it once.
I'm totally judging you right now.
Oh, you should.
Totally judging.
Come on, you're curious. You're gonna go home. Well, I want to see what's in the Sony store. I want to see what people are programmed for this TV.
I'm 99% probably not going to do that. Probably.
There's still hope. There is a 1% chance you're going to download Brick Breaker and endure some sort of solitaire clone.
Okay. So there's 99.9% chance. I'm probably not going to do that.
Okay. There's a 0.1% chance. I was just curious to see what was out there, and the offerings are pretty poor.
Of course you were.
The offerings are pretty poor.
So, okay.
Yeah. So how about you?
As I said,
besides the Zelda games,
because of Breath of the Wild, I've actually went back to the Zelda games. I've been playing A Link to the Past,
classic,
on the SNES Classic.
On the SNES Classic, yes.
Yeah, with the save states, right? So I do have the cart, A Link to the Past SNES, original cart. For some reason, it just won't save anymore. That battery.
Oh,
is
interesting.
dead.
Well, you do need the battery save. The save states don't really add too much to it. I guess it's kind of good if you want to stop down in a dungeon.
Yeah,
but it's not. You can definitely get through that game at a pretty easy pace, I think.
So, and I've been playing that Four Swords game on Game Boy Advance.
Right.
So I popped that one open because I actually purchased the original purple Game Boy Advance. Mm-hmm. So I had to test it out. So I popped in the Four Swords, and I just didn't put it down. I've been playing that game. So, well, speaking of the Game Boy Advance, we did a gift exchange today.
We did.
Finally. Well, semi-gift exchange because apparently
some of the gifts.
Apparently, I still have a gift that you haven't received yet in the mail,
and you also have a gift that you haven't received yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I got to be honest. I was surprised, totally surprised by my gift, and thank you very much. I'm wearing this gift at PAX. I am. The Order 1886 Game of the Year 2015, 2016, and 2017 T-shirt.
I'm glad you like it.
I'm rocking that bad boy at PAX this year, 2018. I'm rocking that.
Nice.
That's what's up.
First of two gifts, personalized, by the way.
Oh.
You know, and it definitely took some time to get that T-shirt done. There was a little bit of hassle to get it done, but I made it happen. Right. I made it happen. So
I put a lot of thought in your gift.
You did, and you themed it too, which was awesome. So the first gift that I got was
I gave you a big box.
You did give me a big ass box.
I didn't want you to know what was in it.
With like a ton of cheese ball packing peanuts in there. So I had to kind of dig through, and you wrapped it up too on top of that, which was nice. The first gift is the amiibo stand, the Mario flagpole amiibo stand. Right.
Well, you have all these amiibo.
I do. And I need a good way to display them.
You need a good way to display
them. Right, I have them all on top of my video game bookcase, and they're all over the place.
I know.
So now I can put the top tier amiibo across the top.
Your top 6 amiibo.
Which is awesome. I appreciate that.
That need to be Mario themed.
Well, we'll see.
Or it wouldn't make any sense.
I can go ahead and put Pit and Mega Man up there.
I don't know if Bayonetta would work at the top of the flagpole.
You know what? I'm going to do that now. Just to spite you. I'm going to put Bayonetta at the top of the pole. To go along with that, the Palutena amiibo, which is awesome. So that's going to be going up there too. Also, what was the third gift?
Game Boy Advance.
The Game Boy Advance.
See-through.
You got me.
See-through Game Boy Advance. I didn't know if you had a Game Boy Advance already. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I looked through all Instagram pictures. I tried to be sort of like incognito to see if you had a Game Boy Advance. I didn't see one. Doesn't mean you didn't have it.
I do have the original when I was working.
The Glacier White.
When I was working at an electronics boutique, I bought it when it came out during the summer. I got the Glacier White one. Now I also have the clear purple, Arctic, I think maybe was the color. So I have that one now too, which is awesome. So I got 2 of the 3 original Game Boy Advances that came out. The widescreen one.
But that wasn't
not the
that wasn't the coup de grace.
That was not the coup de grace. The coup de grace was a Superboy S. Brand new widescreen portable Super Nintendo, which is awesome. It's incredible. I love it. I will be bringing that on the subway.
Well, my whole theme was portable.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew, you're a big portable fan. You love your handhelds. Dave loves his handhelds. He loves playing on the subway. He loves playing on the subway.
That's how I get all my good gaming done.
So he has a lot of retro games, and I figured, what better way, what better present to get Dave than something that he could play on the go or play on his TV, a la the Switch. Mm-hmm. From the same company.
Yeah.
Well, Super Nintendo, not Hyperkin.
Right. Yeah.
So I figured you were like that. Now I will say, I'll give you a hint. Gift number 5 was supposed to go with that Superboy. It's supposed to be a game.
I'm well aware there is a Super Nintendo game coming.
There is a Super Nintendo.
Okay.
But you don't know what game it is.
I don't.
And you don't have it.
Okay.
So
that's awesome. Well, I definitely look forward to that. Your gift.
My Transformer gift.
Your Transformer gift. I have to piece this gift together.
Rob the Robot.
And I will say that it is not Rob the Robot.
I was making sure.
It's not Rob the Robot. I believe one of your gifts was, one of the parts of your second gift was supposed to be delivered yesterday, sorry. I got a note from UPS, so hopefully it comes today. If not today, it should be here tomorrow, and then the second piece will be here a couple days after that. So by the next episode, you should have your next gift ready to go with a nice little bow on it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, well, I have no idea when your gifts. I have no idea when your game's getting here.
It's all good. It's all good.
I took a look at the shipping, and I ordered your game with my game, and
your game came and my game didn't.
No, it's still stuck.
Oh, they're both
in Denver.
Okay.
JJGames.com.
Okay. All right. Put them on the spot. Put them on the spot.
There are no Lukey. I tell you that.
No. Lukey is top tier. Lukey is retro game company of the year. 2018, 2017.
he just gave them retro game of the year next year.
No. Like Lukey is awesome because Lukey gives you the points.
It does.
They have a really good selection. Everything's great. Their orders come on time. No shade on JJ, but
I like JJ. Well, you know what? I will say this: one of the things I like about JJ Games is they have a picture of the game that you're actually buying.
Right.
So you know what game you're buying.
Right. It's not just like you're going to get Super Mario World, but it may not be like the one in the picture is like.
Well, here's the thing: they have different prices for Super Mario World because if they have one where it's got a lot of markerine or it's ripped a little bit, it's definitely going to be cheaper than the one that's in perfect condition, pristine condition. Compared to Lukey, where you're just going to get Super Mario World, it's the same price.
Right. So, no matter what the condition.
So I give JJ Games that. They just, Lukey has a bigger selection. So, and you get points.
Sure.
So can't knock that.
Sure.
All right. New segment for 2018 where we take a look at the games that are going to be released in the following month. Well, in this case, this month. So, the games are going to be released in January 2018. Let's start off with Street Fighter V, the game that should have been released.
I know.
When Street Fighter V was released. The arcade edition. Finally, we're getting this for PS4 and PC January 16th. Now, if you already own Street Fighter, you sort of get the arcade edition for free. I'm probably going to buy the arcade edition.
I'm going to get the arcade edition too.
I'm going to buy the arcade. But you don't have Street Fighter V.
I do.
You do, but you're going to buy the arcade. But you get the arcade edition for free.
I want the physical. Come on now. We want the physical.
We want the physical. Yeah, we're
come on now.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure. Sometimes,
get out of here.
Sometimes it's hit or miss with you. Sometimes you're like, nah, I'm not going to buy it. And,
No. I'm definitely all about this. I didn't put nearly enough time into Street Fighter V because there wasn't much to put into it. It was very bare. They only had the 16 fighters and the whatever else. They were missing arcade mode. This is the arcade edition, which I believe does have a proper arcade mode now.
The way it should have been. The DLC for this game.
But I think. Well, sorry to cut you off, but I think you do get all the DLC with the arcade edition.
You do get the DLC,
right? Which you don't get if you just download. You get all the extra modes. I think. I don't know if you get the extra characters for free.
Okay, so on my way here to record, my Uber driver, Lyft driver, because Lyft is better than Uber. Sorry,
for many reasons, which we won't get into right now.
Just a fact. He's like, you know what? I really like that Street Fighter game, but just didn't have that, arcade mode. I was like, I know, and I was telling him, I was like, wait, because it's coming out in like in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Wait for it. And he was like, and he said he liked Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I said, I think me and you are the only people in the world that like it. But we'll get into that later.
I mean, gameplay is good, but that's about it.
The story is much to be desired, and the characters, not a lot of characters in that game.
Yes.
No,
it's definitely pared down from NVC3.
Yeah. So Street Fighter V, I'm definitely getting a physical version for that. Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth.
I know you're going to be getting that game.
Well, it comes out for Vita, so if there's a physical version, it's coming out for PS4 and Vita January 19th. If it comes out for Vita, I think I'm
All right. Here and now, look for it on the Instagram. By the end of the month, Dan Robinson will own Digimon Story. Because you were the sole supporter. You were on Vita Island all by yourself.
Me and Colin, baby. Colin has a switch in the Vita. Me and Colin Moriarty. So, all right. Kirby Battle for 3DS coming out January 19th.
Is that a Bomberman style puzzle type game?
You know what? I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard much about this Kirby Battle, honestly. So I'm actually curious to see what it is. It's nice to see more 3DS support on there. It's nice, brand new game, not just a port or a.
Well, we'll get into our predictions of 2018, and 3DS is definitely a part of that. But I don't know a lot about this Kirby Battle game. I know we're gonna have a new Kirby and Yoshi game for the Switch coming out. Well, hopefully early, early 2018. So I don't know what this Kirby Battle game is about. It's just good to see that we're still getting 3DS games. And also the next game, it's good to see that we're getting a PSVR game, The Impatient. It's coming out January 23rd. This is sort of like the Until Dawn prequel.
Yeah, it's a weird psychological horror, right? You're in an insane asylum, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I haven't actually played
Until Dawn.
I haven't played Until Dawn yet, so.
But you need to.
Yeah. So what you're saying is play that first, then get The Impatient. Well, you know what? You could play The Impatient because it's the prequel, and then get Until Dawn. Sure.
Until Dawn is sort of like The Evil Within meets Telltale.
Okay, that's right up your alley, right there.
It's right up my alley, right there. I love that.
So you're going to need to let me borrow your copy of Until Dawn.
I can just buy it for you, $15.
You let me borrow your copy either way,
or I can just buy it for you for $15.
You could,
and you could add it to your collection.
That'd be awesome. You don't need to do that though.
I know. I can just buy you the copy.
You could. Okay, you could just buy me the copy. Boom. Here and now. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here. I will soon have a copy of Until Dawn for the PS4.
As soon as on Dave's birthday, on his 52nd birthday, Dave will have the copy
of
Until Dawn.
Get out of here.
Also, I've been looking forward to this game, Dragon Ball FighterZ Z. Even though they just call it just Fighters.
Z.
Yeah.
It should be Dragon Ball Z Fighters, I think.
Yes, it should be, right? That's what it should be called, but they
tried to get cute with it.
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball, because everyone's like trying to put the Z in it, because we know it has like Dragon Ball Z, right? But it's Dragon Ball FighterZ, just with a Z instead of an S.
Yeah.
It's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC January 26th. I'm looking forward to this game.
Yep.
Art style, it's like you're playing the actual cartoon.
Yeah. I always like playing these games. I'm probably going to pass on it, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they're not...
Namco, Tekken.
I'm aware. I'm aware who's putting the game out. I'm aware who owns the rights to it. They never seem like full-fledged fighting games. They seem like more fun party games that you can just kind of knock around some guys with in the Dragon Ball universe.
No, this is full-fledged fighting games with the exception of, just the Dragon Ball story. Right? It's a part of it.
Is it going to be at EVO? I don't think so. That's the
maybe.
That's
maybe
the
you don't
right
know.
there.
You don't know that.
That's the tell right there.
We will see in July.
It may be on like a EVO second stage, but it ain't going to be like the main competitor.
Well, the only thing that's on really EVO, that's Street Fighter. Street Fighter is EVO.
Street Fighter's there. Tekken's there. Soul Calibur makes it in.
And Melee.
Melee does make it in. Yeah, surprisingly,
Yeah,
that is a competent fighter.
Yeah, but EVO is really for Street Fighter. Let's be honest. Street Fighter is EVO. Without Street Fighter, there's no EVO.
Well,
come on.
You telling me you can't make an EVO around Tekken?
No.
Get out of here.
No.
Tekken is deep.
No.
This is a man who doesn't know fighting games right
There
here.
is no EVO without Tekken. Listen, without Street Fighter, there is no Tekken. Nobody would care about Tekken without
Wow.
Street Fighter. And Mortal Kombat.
Throwing shade.
And Mortal Kombat.
Uh-huh. Oh, Mortal Kombat's trash, except for the new ones.
What? Wait. What?
In terms of gameplay...
Mortal Kombat is 20,000 million times better than Tekken, any Tekken game.
If you go back and play the original Mortal Kombat
which I can still go back and play. It's better than the original Tekken game.
They are fun, but they're stiff.
It's better than the original Tekken game.
They're stiff.
It's better than the original Tekken game. The Tekken game is stiff. Are you kidding me? 3D blocks? Are you kidding me?
Tekken 1 and 2. Tekken 3 is good.
Mortal Kombat
Tekken 3 is good.
Period is better.
Go back and play Mortal Kombat 1. It is.
I have.
It is stiff, and it is
great.
It is not built for competition play.
It is great, and
it's
people
fun.
Love it.
It's fun, but it's not built for competition play.
Tekken is not built for competition play.
Tekken 7 is. Tekken 6 is.
7.
I will give you the
Mortal Kombat X is. What are you talking about? Mortal Kombat 10 is.
Mortal Kombat 10 is. It took him at least 9 other games to get there.
Yeah, but
it took him 9 other games to get there.
He likes to talk about the modern Tekken, but skips over the old Tekken. We're talking about modern games right now, so we talking about
Tekken 3 onwards from 1998
Tekken 7
onwards.
it doesn't hold a candlestick to Mortal Kombat 10 or X.
That is your opinion. That is your opinion.
No, that's
Mortal Kombat X is good, and I'm not knocking Mortal Kombat X.
It's right.
I'm knocking the previous Mortal Kombat 9 and 10 were good. 9 and 10 were competent fighting.
You can't pick and choose. What are you talking about?
I'm saying
Mortal Kombat in general is better than Tekken. The franchise is better than Tekken.
For you. I like
for
Tekken.
Most people.
I'm a Tekken guy.
I'm a Tekken guy. Street Fighter. Listen.
Tell me. Have you seen Mortal Kombat at EVO?
Yes.
Mortal Kombat X, maybe.
Listen. Brian Daniels. Okay,
Uh-huh.
Brian Danielson. Okay, Daniel Bryan. Yes. Yes.
Okay. I know that reference. Because I played the WWE wrestling game for mobile.
Oh, well, I own it for Xbox One. 28. I would have got the Switch game, but that game is broken. I'll buy it when it's $20 if it's ever $20. Anyway.
So we have some more releases in 2018.
Let's go on because we're not going to agree. And we all know. I mean, everybody would have.
Tekken is king.
Mortal Kombat is better than Tekken.
Tekken is king. 4-button fighter. Let's go.
We got Monster Hunter Worlds. Finally, that's coming out. PS4, Xbox One, January 26th. I will be getting this. I was going to get it for the Xbox One because when are we going to get a Monster Hunter game on an Xbox system? But I will get this for PS4. Because I want this. I want to play Mega Man. I want Mega Man to be my sidekick.
Capcom could put Mega Man on Xbox, but they're not for some reason. PlayStation exclusive, I guess, right?
I think that's a PlayStation. If it's not a PlayStation, I will get it for Xbox because how many Monster Hunter games will we get on the Xbox system?
Almost none. Almost
none.
Almost none.
I think it's the first time we're getting this on Sony system as well.
And the best game out of this list. Let's be honest.
Dragon Ball FighterZ Z.
No. We talked about that already. Dissidia Final Fantasy.
Oh my God! Stop it!
The game with the most ridiculous name. Final Fantasy fighting game. Yes. I'm all about it.
Honestly, I was going to omit this from this list. I was going to omit a lot of games.
It's the game that's coming out. We need to talk about it.
Well, we didn't talk about every game, and we're just picking the highlights. I was going to omit.
Yeah, and this is a highlight right here. This is a highlight here. I
put this for you.
I am amped for this game. Dan Robinson, the hater, is never going to play it.
I'm not.
It is a fun party fighting game. This is definitely not Evo competition level game, but it is fun as hell. More characters. PlayStation 4 graphics, I'm all about it. I'm all because the last one came out on PSP like 6-7 years ago maybe.
Well, you know what? They should just delay this for the Vita 2.
The Vita 2. Vita 2 is never coming out.
I don't know why you're holding out. Just a little tease for our predictions.
I don't know why you're holding out hope.
Just a little tease for our predictions.
Okay.
So,
okay.
All right. Why don't we take a break and we come back? No news this week. News was episode 99.
That's right.
Episode 100, we're going to take a look back at the year that was, 2017, and our predictions for 2018.
The year that will be.
Okay, and we're back. So let's take a look back at the year that was, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Some say this was one of the best years in gaming.
Would you agree?
It's arguable.
Okay.
It's arguable.
Okay.
It was. We had some great games.
We did.
All right, so you know what? Let's just start at the top. Let's go with Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. We'll go company by company.
Yeah, let's look at Nintendo. At the start of the year, this time last year, right? We didn't know what was going on. We had the direct coming about what the Switch was, right? I mean, we saw, I guess, Jill on the rooftop with her friends playing.
That's right. That's right. We had that little teaser video. All the hipsters.
That was in October 2015.
Right. And by that point, we still didn't have a date. I think we got it. We got it early December of 2016 when this was going to get launched.
Yeah, I think no. 20. I think they said March. I think it was always coming out March 2017.
Yeah.
I think it was always March.
Okay.
I don't remember. We have to go back and listen.
That was. I mean, it was at worst, it was definitely a rumor. You know, it was definitely a rumor coming out in March. They finally said system coming out in March. Weird. Why wouldn't it come out during the holiday season and whatnot? Worked out really well for him.
Well, it did only be one reason. Zelda, baby.
Zelda definitely sold the system. It was definitely a system seller.
Zelda was a system seller. We've been waiting for Zelda for a long time. We saw that teaser trailer from Zelda like in 2015.
Sure, when he was like riding the horse and it was going around the objects and everyone's like, "I want that game."
Yeah,
I want that game.
Well, he was just shooting an arrow into one of the Guardians, and that was it. We didn't see actual gameplay, right? Until 2016, maybe, I think.
Yeah.
Right? But it wasn't actually on the screen. It was sort of, we were watching them play it.
Right.
Miyamoto play it.
Right. They ran...
The Wii U game bad, nonetheless. With the Wii U game bad.
So, I mean, even though it came out on the Wii U, still everybody bought it for the Switch. And, you know...
people like me bought it for both.
Yeah, well, of course. Because, you know, it could very well be a collector's item, because who's buying the Wii U version?
The people who don't want to buy Switch. They didn't believe in the Switch when it came out.
Well, sure. And there was a lot of trepidation early on. There was a lot of developers who were reticent to jump on board. And now everybody's like, oh, yeah, this Switch is a thing. We got to make games.
They want to port everything to it.
They do, which is great, you know.
So,
and we got some original IP to come out for it. We got the Mario Rabbids crossover game that nobody ever expected.
Let's go in order. I mean, we got March Switch and Zelda. The Zelda had 100+ attach rate.
Yeah, so like everybody bought it with the system.
Switches were sold.
Yeah, I think more than I think people bought the game in anticipation of getting a Switch.
Yes.
So even more than 100% attach rate.
Yeah, it's like 120% attach rate. So we got that, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out.
That was a great follow-up
in April,
right?
Yeah,
because it was something that you didn't really need to think. You didn't need to. You're just a racing game. A fantastic racing game that we already played on the Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little sour about it, but it was still I clocked in
because you got
many
2
hours.
copies.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody already had it, and they didn't add too much to it, but it was still great, and it still sold well. So, good job, Nintendo.
They did a good job of like sort of spreading out the wealth. Games, right?
Yeah, they basically made like one big game to come out per month.
Yeah, I mean, Street Fighter for me, Street Fighter the Final Genesis we talked about last year was like sort of that game in May, right? And then we got Splatoon 2.
Right, Splatoon 2 came out over the summer, just like the last one did. Yeah,
that was a fantastic game. I need to beat that. I'm like halfway through that game. You know, you should buy that game just for Salmon Run. I mean, that Salmon Run is awesome.
I should actually. I still don't own that game.
One game I think you do own, which is sad that you own this game over Splatoon 2.
You can talk about Bomberman or 1-2 Switch?
1-2 Switch.
Yeah. I mean,
Party game that no one plays.
1-2 Switch, also a launch game. I brought it home for Christmas. I was playing with my family for a little bit.
Well,
they had some fun with it, and that's exactly what it is. You know, is it worth $60? No.
It should have been a pack-in.
It should have been a pack-in, or at least $40 or $30 or something. You know,
it should have been a pack-in.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree.
So. We got a lot of indie. This is like the indie darling, right? Like this put the nail in the coffin, really, for the Vita.
Sure.
Everyone's saying that they sell more games on the Switch than they sell Xbox One, PS4 combined. In some cases, like Wonder Boy sold more on the Switch than Xbox One, PS4 combined. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I look. If a game comes out on multi-platform and it's not like, you know, bleeding edge, cutting edge graphics, if it's not like a FIFA or or like a Call of Duty or whatever, I'll probably get it for the Switch, almost exclusively because of the portability and, you know, the fact that I can, you know, play it at home on the big screen, just pick it up, take it on the go. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Well, also, third parties are now catching up. And I think the third-party developer that's leading the charge is Bethesda. We got Doom on the Switch.
We got port of Doom.
We got Skyrim.
Yes.
On the Switch.
Yes.
And Wolfenstein will come out this year in 2018. Right?
Which is awesome. You know.
Which begs the question: why is WWE 2K18 trash?
Yeah. On the Dave scale, it's trash.
No, it's trash.
I mean, there's really no way about it.
It doesn't work.
Well, I mean,
it's slow. It can't really have more than two characters.
Right. If you're doing a Royal Rumble situation or like a tag team or a Hell in a Cell,
good luck playing.
Yeah, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, I think this is a rush.
It is definitely a rush. There's growing pains.
They wanted to hit the holiday season.
Right, and I think honestly, this happens every time a new console comes out. And they make a new version of it. It's always like the Madden is always stripped down a little bit. Like the 2K14 wasn't so great. 2K15 much better. So you know we've certainly seen this before. If it happens again in 2K19, then I don't know. But I feel like next year's version is going to be a lot better because they have this to build on, right? They have the base. Yes. They have the game that's ported over. They're going to reuse a lot of the assets, and hopefully they'll make a better game next year.
So one company that didn't put out really any games for the Switch is EA. Right?
They put out FIFA, and that was about it.
That was about it. I mean, I'm sure maybe if we look, we could probably find another smaller game. But they're not all in on the Switch yet. And one of the biggest reasons is because Nintendo doesn't have their online infrastructure in place as of yet. And EA, as we know, wants to hit us with microtransactions.
Right. They want online play. They want microtransactions. They want to get your money.
Which has been the theme of 2017, microtransactions.
Exactly. Yeah. Right? I mean, EA took it to the extremes, right?
And that brings us to our biggest flop, in my opinion, of 2017, and that is Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh, this was I think the worst game launch in recent history.
I mean, this is, first of all, they suspended microtransactions for now, right? Will they be back in 2018?
I'm going to say yes, but I don't think it's going to help. I think they should just not have microtransactions.
Well, they took a big hit because it was sort of play to win, correct? Instead of just skins like they do in Overwatch. Right.
Yeah, like things like Overwatch or TF2 with the hats or the banners in like Portal 2 multiplayer. It has zero effect in the game, right? You know, sure, there's a little bit of gambling involved and whatnot, but it doesn't affect the core gameplay.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, gambling, because now EA, I would say Battlefront is maybe Nightwatch 2017.
Nightwatch?
Well, no, not Nightwatch.
Overwatch?
No, not Overwatch.
I'm not sure where you're going with this.
Oh, come on. Sega CD game.
I'm trying to help you.
Sega CD.
Night Trap?
Night Trap.
Oh, because of all the controversy? Wow.
This could be the Night Trap of 2017. It already went to court in other countries over gambling.
I mean, in that respect, Night Trap went to court because it had it had salacious scenes which weren't even that salacious.
Which they said if the game industry is not going to regulate itself, then governments will.
Right. Hence the ESRB.
Same thing. If video game industry is not going to regulate itself regarding microtransactions and related to gambling, then we will. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's. I don't think they're wrong. It is certainly a form of gambling because you pay X amount of money for the possibility of a win, right? I mean, it's not as bad as a scratch-off where you...
Well, loot boxes, you don't know what you're going to get.
No, but you are going to get something.
You're going to get something, but you could get the same thing over and over.
Right. You could get, like, the bronze level trash tier equipment or just, like, coins in the game to buy other stuff.
Some slot machines, you get something. You just don't know what you get. You're not going to get $2 million. You may get $2. It's still gambling.
It is. Yeah, no. And this is like 100% gambling.
But I think New Zealand sort of came down with a verdict saying it's not gambling, but... we'll see how it goes in the UK. I don't know if they'll bring it up in the US. Yeah.
UK's usually a little harsh with stuff like this. UK is kind of like the California of Europe.
Whoa,
I think.
Whoa, kind of comparisons.
Yeah, well, like, California has all these laws, like, every time you buy something, like, everything may contain cancer, It's like in the UK, like everything may be bad for you,
well, you know peroxide, well, as a side note, peroxide is outlawed in Canada because they think it has cancerous elements to it.
It probably does. That stuff smells rancid.
Yeah, well, you know what? In the US, you get a cut, don't pour alcohol on it because you're going to scream. Pour peroxide so it can sizzle and, heal. Mm-hmm. As soon as I found that out, I can't buy peroxide in a country that bans peroxide. I'm not using peroxide.
Wow, Tan Robinson taking a stand at 2018.
Taking a stand, baby. You gotta listen. If you stand for nothing, if you don't stand for something, then you don't stand for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, buddy.
So anyway,
I'm just saying, EA bad year.
Yeah. Definitely had a bad year. I mean, their stock plummeted. I don't know where it's at now, but it went down a good couple of points at least. They took a big hit. They're losing all the money from the microtransactions. They barely cracked 1 million in sales.
900,000 last time I checked.
900,000, where they were projected to be well over 1 million. 3 million.
Like 3 million, I think. Oof,
yeah. And I don't think they're going to recover so well from it.
We didn't buy the game.
No. And we
didn't buy everything.
Exactly. We didn't buy that game for that reason. And
I'll wait till it's $20.
I wouldn't even pay 24.
I'll pay 24.
I would even
play the story.
I would even question it.
I want the story. Which
story's not even that good.
Which they said was not even that good.
No.
I know.
I'll
pay $20. I've already paid $20 to see a Star Wars movie story that wasn't that good in the movie theater.
Get out of town.
I could pay $20 for a
listen to episode 98.5 to hear our thoughts on the Last Jedi. If you've seen the movie, definitely listen to episode 98.
So there you go. $40 on 2 Star Wars stories that's probably not that good.
Wow. All right.
Yes, I said it. Okay? I'm not waiting until time passes when people have, take their googly glasses off and say, you know what?
The googly glasses, huh?
And say, you know what?
The googly glasses.
It wasn't that good.
I love it. Okay.
Listen, when everyone saw those prequels, everyone at the time that the prequels came out, they were trying to make excuses. This movie was good.
No.
Yes, you were. And then
I wasn't.
And after time, it was like, no, those movies are horrible.
Yeah, they were bad. I knew it at the time. I was adult enough.
This won't be as horrible as those movies, but it's just not that. It's not as good as the good movies.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. It's in the middle. It's in the middle. It's in the middle tier.
All right. All right.
So let's move on to Sony.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Sony. They start off the year in a bang. I mean, we got Resident Evil 7, even though that came out on multiple platforms, but it was mostly marketed for PS4 because of
the
PSVR.
VR support. Yep.
Yes, which
I beat the whole game in VR.
In VR.
It's great.
So they sold you on it.
This
was the big VR game. This was the big PSVR game.
Right. I mean, personally, if you want my opinion, it's a killer app. Some people would say no because of the horror. It may turn some people off. Maybe get a little bit dizzy from it. No, this is amazing. If you're thinking about getting VR, buy the PSVR headset and buy this game. Play it in VR. It is fantastic. So that was big. Horizon Zero Dawn came on the heels of that.
Well, you know what? People were sleeping on Horizon because it was a week before Zelda.
With a bold move.
We knew Zelda was going to be. Zelda. We knew it was going to sell units. We didn't know Zelda was going to be this great. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, a week before Zelda, and a lot of people didn't play Zelda. Zelda sort of had a delayed reaction, because a lot of people didn't play Zelda because Horizon was so good.
Right. Well, with that, and they also couldn't get the Switches.
He couldn't get the Switch, so they brought the game instead,
Right.
just to have it.
So, I mean, I'll be honest. I know we talked about it in the Game of the Year nominees. You nominated it. I couldn't because I still haven't played it. So it is a game that is on my list. I will play it in 2018 because of all the rave reviews.
Yeah, no. Horizon, when Dave plays it, guarantee you he's going to say it's fantastic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
That's a bold prediction.
That's my first 2018 prediction.
That's a bold prediction.
My first 2018 prediction right there.
Okay.
So, Sony, fantastic year. I think over 70 million units sold. PS4, PS4
You love those
Pro,
numbers.
PS4, PS4 Pro. Also, over 2 million PSVR headsets sold as well.
Right. They are moving those units at a fast pace.
Well, remember, people in Japan were still waiting on line outside to get a PSVR unit. It was just so scarce everywhere. And that's because they had a manufacturing issue. They couldn't, issue with manufacturing the PSVR headsets, but that's apparently behind them, and they are knocking them out. I see PSVR headsets at Target all the time. Right?
They have the new Model 2 version out, which is a little bit better.
Which I should buy.
Right.
I honestly should buy with the Pro.
Yeah. I mean, you own the Pro.
I do.
You own the Pro. You can now experience all the benefits. You get the extra.
Well, let me ask you a question, Dave. I have a Pro, but I have if you listen to our Black Friday episode, I have a 60-inch Sony 4K TV.
Yeah.
I also have a Sony soundbar.
Yep.
So I have, and I brought the actual the cables, the special cable, HDMI cables.
Yep. Welcome to the 21st century.
I have that. I have that going from the Pro to the soundbar,
and then soundbar to the TV.
Now this is another pass through.
Yep.
So this is sort of from the Pro, sort of passing through the PSVR box, passing through the soundbar, going to the TV. You think that would be an issue? Maybe should I not?
I think
have it that way.
I think you'll. I don't think there's any other way to do it, honestly. Unless you split the signal and then have it go to the soundbar, one HDMI out of the soundbar, one HDMI out of the TV.
You think I'm gonna get any lag?
You shouldn't. If you do,
being passed through one time, I can see, but this is sort of two pass throughs.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would do it. I would do it that way, and your soundbar probably has compensation to adjust the audio delay. I bet it does, because I mean, you bought a pretty decent rig. If that doesn't do it, maybe even the PlayStation Pro has options to delay the audio slightly if you experience any lag like that. In terms of like input lag, you kind of have to try it out and see. I think you'll be okay. Especially with the new version 2 headset if you go with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So a pleasant surprise for Sony. Other than, this whole year was surprises for Sony, to be honest with you. Because I didn't think if they would keep that momentum. I think we both sort of predicted the Switch would be a hit, and not as big as it is. 10 million sold.
Yeah, it's insane. It's about to eclipse the Wii U, and it's not even a year old.
But Crash Bandicoot. The Crash Insane series was #1 in the UK for months.
I have to give it to Crash. I am not a fan, and that is all I will say about it.
You are not a fan.
But the remake,
I almost got you a Crash Insane trilogy set for.
Oh my god! I would play it for sure because it's supposed to be a good game, but I'm just not a fan. I love the marketing more than the game. That's the best I can say about it. But it did do really well, like you said, #1 in the UK.
If you get it at GameStop, you get Crash Bandicoot socks.
Hey, I would definitely rock those.
You rock those?
I like the mascot.
Well, do you think this would be a revival in the mascot platformer game?
Well, we had this come out. We had Bubsy. Had a new Bubsy game come out.
That was trash. Don't put that in the same sentence.
We have
I played it.
We have ukulele. We have ukulele.
Ukulele was.
I'm just saying. There's 3 mascots, right?
Ratchet and Clank last year was in 2015.
Sure. Right.
Was fantastic.
The remake of the original PS2 one.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And people thought that was going to bring back the mascot platformer. And then Crash comes out. Everyone's just like they're clamoring for it. Spiral is next, right? Like that's what
Spyro should come back.
That's what everybody wants.
Spyro was birthed as a 3D platformer game, and the first 3 were great. why not? Why not? Bring it
Spyro?
back again? Yeah, I would totally play Spyro.
I own all 3 Spyro games.
I would play Spyro. Yeah, I think I have Ripto's Rage, maybe part 2. I think.
That was
Yeah.
I just bought Year the Dragon, which was the last one.
Yeah.
Well, the last one on the PS.
They're solid. Oh yeah, they had some PS2 ones too. I forgot about that. Yeah,
yes.
I forgot about that.
So and some came out on the Game Boy Advance as well.
Probably, yeah.
I think I have a Game Boy Advance.
So I think it's about time. It's probably been at least 10 years since the last Spyro game came out. I feel like people would play it.
People will play it.
That was
Spyro has its own following.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are people that love Crash. There are people that love Spyro.
Mm-hmm. I forget what studio put that game out.
I don't know, but I would say a Spyro collection at least at the
minimum.
Oh,
like an HD remake collection?
HD
of course.
Collection.
Of course. At least do that. If not that, put a new game out.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get a new Crash game, so maybe you just get a collection out, see what people, see if people are clamoring for it, and then we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so let's get to Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
So,
probably the worst out of the bunch, and I will be the first to admit that.
And that's very big of you, Dave. I wasn't going to say anything, but that's very big of you.
Well, I mean, we have to go over the highs and the lows, and there weren't many highs. I guess the biggest high, we can get it out of the way, is Cuphead.
Well, first of all, the year started with Halo Wars 2.
Halo Wars 2, which is RTS Lite for the console.
Didn't do so well.
No, because it's okay. Even though it's in the Halo universe, it's...
The story, I people thought was fantastic. It's just, the RTS game.
Right, and you can have a fantastic story, but you do need gameplay to back it up. And the story wasn't strong enough to get people through. I played the first Halo Wars, and it was okay. And I love Halo. I love everything about Halo, but it was just... I could just play StarCraft. StarCraft is a far superior game. RTSs really don't translate well. It's like trying to play Quake 2 on PS1. It's just not going to be a good time.
And then we got the cancellation of Scalebound, right?
Yep.
Everyone was looking forward to that game. That game looked awesome. Dragons,
mm-hmm.
right? Sort of like an RPG with dragons. I sort of was really into that. I needed to see more of that game. Right. And again, story. The rumors were it was more story driven
mm-hmm.
than sort of, something that they can monetize like an Overwatch,
mm-hmm.
right? And that's been the theme of this year.
Microsoft,
like war against story-driven games.
Yeah, Microsoft is very much multiplayer, and the monetization. The whole EA thing. Microsoft wants everybody to be online, everybody to play, and everyone to spend money. That's really what the bottom line is, and it's hurting a lot of these games. And Sony is benefiting immensely
from story-driven games.
Yeah.
Right? Story-driven games aren't dead.
They are not. No, not at all. And
you have to do them in a more creative way.
Sure. You have to put time and care into the story and not make it be not take a backseat to the multiplayer.
Well, I think it's listen. I know we joke about Xbox, PlayStation, but I love Xbox. I have all the versions of 360. Right?
You do.
All the models.
Do.
So, and I have all the models mostly of the Xbox One. I just
uh-huh.
have the Xbox One Elite.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably, the only thing different is slightly faster processor and 1 terabyte hard drive. It looks exactly like the beta machine, original OG.
Beta machine. I love how you call it the beta machine.
OG. Well, come on, that thing's huge.
Yeah, it's big, but it
looks like a beta machine.
It
looks like a beta machine.
Still has a better online interface than PlayStation.
It does.
Boom.
But the PS4 model, just the design looks way better than the original. The original PS4 design looks better than the original Xbox One design. If I could take the innards,
debatable.
No, it's not debatable. If I take the innards of the Xbox One and put it in the PS4, the original, then
you
that
could
would be
do
the
that.
superior system.
You could do that. It's just a candy shell.
Yeah, that would be a superior system,
uh-huh.
right? Because I'll have the UI of the Xbox
mm-hmm.
with all the games
mm-hmm. of the PlayStation.
Of the PlayStation.
Uh-huh.
But I think they sort of rested on their laurels, right? We didn't get a lot of new IPs. We got the same old Halo. We got the same old Gears of War. When those should have been complementary.
Well, Gears of War was good. Gears of War was a good exclusive.
Halo was okay, right? It was okay. It wasn't great. But those should have been complementary to what's new, like what's the next generation of Xbox
Right.
games.
Where's all the new IP?
Yeah, I mean, look at Sony, right? Like, okay, we haven't had a God of War game in a long time, so we get a new God of War game. We get hey, we got The Last of Us, right? At the end of the other light cycle, we get the remaster for the PS4 if you didn't play it on PS3. You got all these new IP that's coming out. Spider-Man that's coming out. Like, you got things to look forward to if it didn't come out already. And Uncharted was sort of like the complementary, right? This was this last hurrah. We had the Uncharted collection of Uncharted 4.
Last hurrah for the
Nathan Drake's,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see... Honestly, I don't think we're going to see another Uncharted.
It's probably going to be a couple years. Probably a couple years. But I highly doubt the franchise is dead. I mean, it was the same with Halo, right? Halo had the Master Chief trilogy, which was like 1, 2, and 3, and that was made by Bungie specifically, and then Bungie handed over the reins to 343 Studios, kind of went in a slightly different direction, made a bunch of new games, but they continued it, where Bungie said 3 is the end of the Halo saga, right? And it's like, I don't think it's done. Because it's, it's a moneymaker.
Yeah, no, true, but Master Chief isn't done, though. See, here in this case, Nathan Drake is done, so they have to, it would still be in that same world, but it would have to be a new character, new story. It's a new game essentially with the skin of. That's the difference between Halo, because it's still the Master Chief story.
Some of them, there was ODST didn't have Master Chief, and Halo Reach was kind of a prequel of sorts, which was in parallel with the first book that came out.
I think
yes,
Bungie made Reach.
No. Reach was 343 Studios.
No. Then ODST was then
ODST was also 343 Studios.
Sure
yeah, okay. Because 3 was the last one. ODST was really just more like multiplayer stuff and kind of a weak single player. But yeah, anyway, I mean, like I see what you're saying. The Nathan Drake quadrilogy is done. But
not even quality, because you had
Quintilogy.
You had Golden Abyss
for the I always forget about the Golden Abyss,
which is it was a really good game. It's the best game you get on Vita.
You don't have to convince me.
So
I'm in on the universe.
It is not an Batman Origins by any means.
Right. This is kind of like the black sheep of the
and they even reference Golden Abyss in Uncharted 4 in the beginning. So when he sort of looks back at his adventures over the years,
the Golden Abyss adventure,
he does look at. They do reference the Golden Abyss.
Nice.
They do a nod to that, to the handheld system. So I'm just saying, I think they rested on their laurels. What's the new IP? And we'll get into predictions, but I think that's where sort of Microsoft sort of tapered off.
Yeah.
But let's get into the high points. The Xbox One X, the most powerful system, and I will admit, the most powerful console you.
Well, I mean,
get.
it is. It quantifiably.
6 teraflops.
There is no subjection here. It's all objection. Yeah.
It is the most powerful system out there.
Right.
It is small, black, and quiet.
Yes. If you 3 adjectives to describe this system: small, black, and quiet.
And we both got the Scorpio editions.
We did. Yeah, we got the day one editions. You saw that I got it. You got a little bit jealous. I got to get my own.
I didn't say jealous.
I
wouldn't say jealous. The
subtext says.
First of all, I was sleeping when pre-orders came out.
Right.
And you got it.
Right.
So if I was up, I probably would have just pre-ordered it anyway.
It didn't sell out as quickly as I thought. It did sell out, I guess, by the end of the day.
The pre-orders did sell out, but you could still get.
Well, it wasn't like within the hour. I thought it was going to be within the first 2 hours gone, but it was within the first day, I think.
No matter how slow or fast it sold, it was the fastest selling Xbox system of all time.
Yeah,
apparently.
Yeah. I mean, it's the thing's a beast. Even better if you have a 4K TV. Even if you don't, you still get the better processing power, which I did notice with Assassin's Creed. I thought it ran a little bit smoother. I played it on the OG one, I played it on the new one, and it was definitely a smoother ride.
Well,
on the new one.
Well, with this, they're targeting a higher sort of
the enthusiast game market.
They're sort of a different market, not the casual game market.
No. That's what I guess the S is the base model now. Which is slightly slimmer. It's like $100 and $150 cheaper. it's technically the same experience, but you do get some extra bells and whistles with the X.
So, I mean, and another highlight for Microsoft, so they don't sell units in Japan, right? So, I mean, it's just what it is.
It's just not their market.
It sold pretty well in the U.S., but that's not where the bulk of their sales really came from the U.K.
Right.
They beat the Switch out in the U.K.,
which is crazy. Yeah, Europeans do love Xbox.
Yeah, they don't. Europeans, I guess they're not big, as big on handheld games, right? Because the Switch is sort of seen as sort of a hybrid, but it's seen as a beefed up handheld gaming system.
Right. Also, too, I mean, I think we would be remiss to not talk about the VGA slightly.
Okay.
Which, I thought it's the third or fourth incarnation of the Game Awards.
Well, it's not the VGAs anymore.
No.
Spike owns that.
Right. Spike owns the VGA.
So it's the Game Awards. This was sort of the third or fourth, I think 2013 or 14.
Was the first one that came out.
One, not on TV, sort of just online. Jeff Keighley.
You could watch it anywhere. I was streaming it live while I was in the subway. It was crazy.
I was at my Christmas party, sort of like looking at it and then not looking at it because I didn't. I
was trying
to
not
watch it in its whole entirely. I didn't want to watch bits and pieces. So.
I was trying not to spoil it for you.
Yeah,
I told you a couple of things. I'm at a Christmas party. I'm like, all right, I'll be quiet. I don't want to go ahead and ruin it for you.
No, I had to watch it a day later.
I thought it was a great event. I think you now have the Grammys, you have the Oscars, you have the Emmys, you have the Tonys, and now you have the Game Awards. I think it's legitimate. Production values were super high. They got good guests on there. They had Carol Shaw. She got a Lifetime Achievement Award for being awesome and creating some of the greatest Atari games. They also nominated Breath of the Wild one Game of the Year. I think all their picks were on point. I think the guests that they got were on point. I think it's just going to get bigger and better.
I will say it looked more like the audience was filled out more compared to other years where it sort of looked like it wasn't the audience. It
was a little bit thin.
It was a little bit thin as far as attendees.
Sure,
right?
Sure.
So this year, and it looked like they sort of did that trick that a lot of people do when they have an auditorium that's not full, darken. The audience.
Yeah, they put down the lights in the back or nobody's sitting
in the back, so you can't you can't tell there's not a lot of people there.
Sure,
but this year it looked like there was a lot of people there. So I will say that it was a better show. We didn't have the Chic Hydro Razor.
The Chic Hydro Razor man, yeah. I mean, we all know and maybe that's a low, but it's kind of just it comes with the territory.
They had real commercials, right? It looked like they had real commercials, which. Okay, I can live with that.
They have to pay for the show somehow.
Pay for the show, and I'm okay with that. Just the
better than the Chic Hydro man coming out and dancing around.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. And it was also funny too. I know we talked about it. I'm pretty sure we talked about it on the show. Jeff Keighley after the Game Awards posted a photo from, I guess it was the fourth annual Oscars, right? Where it was just people, there was 13 people. They rented out a hotel room. They had a single table. It was very, very low key, and it's humble beginnings, This is just the beginning of great things.
Yeah, so they'll do more. Hopefully, we can be nominated or actually attend the Game Awards one year.
Podcasters of the Year. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Why not? Shoot. Go high or go home, baby.
All right.
Go high or go home.
Dan Robinson, 2018.
Go big or go home. Go big or go home. All right, let's get into our predictions of 2018. Speaking of 2018, Nintendo Juggernaut 2017. Okay, I think just because of production, trying to produce the Switch, I think they're about 10 million. I think they'll do maybe 14, 15 million.
14 more or 14 total?
14 total at the
next
end of
year.
2018. 14, maybe 15.
You're in really?
I think yeah.
Wow, that is very conservative.
It will be more only if there's a Pokemon game that comes out.
Well,
in 2018. If there's a Pokemon game that comes out, all bets are off. That number can go as high as it can go.
Well, I mean,
as they can sell.
They did say they are making a full-fledged Pokemon game.
We don't have a release date yet.
No, and we're probably not going to see anything substantial till E3 because we really just got a quick little announcement at the last E3, I think, right? Or what?
Yeah, no, it was at E3. We had a little announcement.
Yeah, it was
it's
like
in development.
Right, exactly.
We haven't seen anything.
Right, and the same goes for Metroid 4. But I do think
Metroid Prime 4. I don't think it's coming out in 2018.
I think it is.
That's my prediction.
They kind of said 2018. It may get pushed to 2019. If that comes out, that'll obviously be a big system seller. I think even beyond that, just with their normal schedule of games and everything else that comes out, I think they're gonna sell at least another 10 million.
I predict, because remember, Nintendo, they're not like they're not gonna pull a WWE 2K18.
No,
right?
No, never.
Yeah, they're not gonna put out a game that's broken, right? So they will delay it if need be.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Zelda, right?
Right.
It's supposed to be out the Wii U 2015, 2016.
I know.
Got delayed 2017.
I know.
Right.
That could have been our game of the year 2015.
It could have, right? And it could have blown our minds. And it maybe saved the Wii U.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to delay Metroid Prime 4 till 2019. Mm-hmm. And the Metroid Prime Collection is coming out in 2018.
Well, okay. Maybe. Even if they do.
And Metroid Prime 2 and 3 on cart, 1 downloadable.
Oh, just get out of here. I even if they do all that, even if Metroid's not in sight, even if Pokemon's not in sight, there are still a ton of people who don't have Switches who want Switches.
Yes, they just can't find it, which is why I'm saying 14-15 million for total at the end of next year.
That is way too conservative. You were wrong about that. They will be over 20 million.
You're gonna have shortages.
I bet they'll. I'm gonna throw another 10 on top of that. They will have 24 million.
Wow.
Production wise, I mean, because what do they have coming out? Like the Super Nintendo Mini, maybe some more NES classics.
Well, they have the NES classics coming out in the summertime.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Supposed to be. We don't know if we're gonna get an N64 classic.
We shall see. I mean, it was the last home cartridge console system. If they were going to do it, I would say that.
I'm gonna say we're gonna get another mini system. Maybe the last mini system. I don't think we're gonna get a GameCube. I think anything from GameCube and up is going to be virtual console.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I mean,
it just virtual console focus.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to have a huge hard drive because those games are at least a gig a piece.
Yeah, I think we get the N64 Mini. Mm-hmm. That's another prediction at the end of the year, which we're going to go crazy for.
Yeah.
Right? And hopefully Treasure Truck, Amazon. Thank you.
It wasn't very difficult to get the SNES Classic.
Well, it depends on where you are.
Let me tell you.
It depends where you are. And I posted a picture on Twitter. At Target, they had like a bin full of SNES Classics. Mm-hmm. And at Nintendo Store, and I posted on Twitter.
See?
But that's in New York. Some people...
Well, sure.
People,
I mean,
like
if you're out
in Texas,
if you're out in the boondocks,
the guys at Rooster Teeth in Austin, Texas, they still haven't gotten SNES Classics sold out in Texas. Mm-hmm. Some people in San Francisco sold out.
Sure, but I mean, it's easier to get than the SNES.
Easy. Well, it's easier.
The supply is better
than NES.
Yes,
than NES was.
That's what I mean. Yeah. The supply is better.
Yeah, totally correct. Mm-hmm. So I think they'll get an N64 Classic. Mm-hmm. I think that will be it. I think when they do launch their online service, my prediction is they're going to go focus from GameCube and up, and the GameCube will probably be the focus.
I think that's it, because I know you had mentioned before is that every time they put one of these classic consoles out, they take money away from a possible virtual console purchase. Because you have Super Mario World, you have Super Mario World 2, Super Metroid.
I brought Super Mario World 1 again for $6 on arcade. Arcade edition.
Super Mario Brothers, yeah. So I mean, there are some people out there who will buy it multiple times, but yeah, I mean, like doing that kind of dilutes their virtual console profits. So
the Mini will always sell because it will be looked at as sort of a collector's item.
Yeah,
the virtual console, I think, will offset some of that. Mm-hmm. I think people who want it, want those. A lot of people who want those Minis want to play those games on a new console. Mm-hmm. Right, and they just can't because it's not on there, so they want to buy the Mini.
Right,
but I think people like us still buy the Mini, and sort of the casual people who
they'll one off and buy a game here or there, maybe,
and buy it off on the Switch on the virtual console.
It is nice to be able to play those games on the go. You do get that benefit. The SNES Classic not portable.
Just small, not portable.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I think to kind of switch gears, I think we can move over to Sony.
Okay.
I think Sony is going to go hard on VR.
Wow.
I mean, it's not really anything big of a prediction. I think I was saying the same thing about 2017. I said predictions for E3. They're going to have a lot of VR support stuff. They did. They showed a lot of really cool stuff. 2018, even bigger. New IP and existing franchises. More VR support. Not just having Resident Evil. Just having Farpoint.
Well, we still don't have that killer app, in my view, yet. We're the AAA games. We got a lot of indie games for PSVR. We got a lot of VR support. We don't have any exclusive, this is the VR game. Okay? I have not played Doom VFR yet. I have it.
I know. Yeah. Well,
you've played it and you think it's great.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it. We talked about it on the last show.
Episode, yeah.
It does have some issues, but it's fun. They had to rework the game to work in VR.
You don't walk in that game, right? It's still teleport.
No. You walk. You do have the teleport option, but you use the stick to move forward.
Okay.
The teleport option basically allows you to hop around, and you use that as your final kill. Instead of ripping the heart out, you basically like speed through them, and then they fall into chunks as it is. So I think we're going to see more VR support. Call of Duty, whatever the version in 2018 is going to be, I think they're going to have some VR support for that.
Okay.
That'd be awesome. Maybe even like Call of Duty World War II with VR support. I'd be about that.
Okay.
I'd be about that.
I hope that happens, but I don't think they're going to sort of focus on VR. I think they're not giving up on VR by any means, because they have 2 million user base out there, right? And I think they want to sell more. They really need to figure out a way to get a little bit more innovative, less cords. Okay, the setup needs to be better. So
the version 2 is less,
but still not.
No. They
ideal.
They definitely have time to perfect it.
Still not ideal.
So you're saying version 3 in 2018? 2019. Okay.
2019. I think in 2018 people would think they've given up on it, but I think 2019 they're just going to try to perfect it a little bit better in 2019. But I think they're going to have a strong 2018 because all the games that they've been telling us are coming out, all the fantastic games they're telling us they're coming out in 2016, 2017 are all coming out in the beginning of 2018.
I know.
So we're gonna get all these games, and I think they're gonna start the year off strong. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think my surprise sleeper out of the woods pick prediction. You got to have one. You got to have that crazy prediction. So, I don't know if it's gonna be called the Vita 2, but they're gonna go for another portable. Another portable.
I mean,
another portable. They're gonna announce another portable. E3.
Look,
the PSP. They're gonna ditch the Vita.
The PSP 2.
The PSP 2. That's what they're gonna call it.
The PSP Ultra Go.
The PSP Power or something. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Super PSP.
I will tell you why.
PSP
Sony.
They're not giving up on the PSP.
Sony's making games for the Switch, and we talked about that on the show before. I know it's a different studio set.
PlayStation, not PlayStation.
No,
Sony, the company,
but
has they're being a publisher.
Sure.
Putting out indie games.
Sure.
On the platform.
Even still though, if they had a game system coming out, they wouldn't make that announcement.
I think they would.
Because that devalues the Vita too.
I think they still would. I think they're crazy.
You were the lone survivor on Vita Island. It's you and your PS Vita holding out for
maybe they're gonna do it.
A part 2. I mean, look.
PSP 2, baby.
Look, it would be cool. I would buy it. They have some cool games on there.
No, get out of here. You didn't even get a Vita. Get out of here. I'm on this island by myself. Stop trying to come to the island.
Listen, I'm trying to support your non-existent next console.
Come on.
Or a portable system.
There's going to be a Switch clone. It's going to be a Switch clone.
Yeah. So that's, maybe that'll happen. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the coming year. Because we haven't heard anything yet. Anything. No rumors, no nothing about it yet.
Oh, well, just a side note. Let's go back to Nintendo real quick. Speaking of portable, the 3DS will have its last hurrah in 2018.
You think it's going to be done?
I think they will still put out games, more like ports. I don't think we'll get any exclusive games, and if we do, they won't be as good, right? They'll just be one-offs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kirby's the system killer, right? Kirby usually always comes out. Yeah. Kirby usually always comes out in the end of the life cycle of the system. We got that Kirby battle game coming out.
Maybe,
right?
yeah,
right? So,
maybe.
So I think this will be the last hurrah. We'll get games early on, and maybe a port or two at the holiday season. But I think this will be it.
I think that's fair to say, considering the Switch isn't.
And then we'll get the Switch Lite in 2019.
Right, and there you go. That would the light switch. The light switch will definitely be the final nail in the coffin. And it's like here's our value brand. Here's our 250.
It'll be a clamshell. It'll be a clamshell switch.
Here's like our $200 version. You know, anyone can go out and buy it. You can play games on the go. Yeah.
So, all right, let's go to Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm going to shock you on this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Xbox is going to have not a big year as far as sales, but I think they're going to have a lot of hype going into 2019 because I think at E3 they're going to announce a crazy bunch of like new IPs.
There has to be something because they're really not making waves.
I think maybe we'll get a Halo game. More likely, I think we'll get sort of a Gears of War game this year.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Because, I mean, Gears of War, I mean, you didn't play it, but you didn't play Gears 4, but at the end...
I played the multiplayer for sure.
But at the end of Gears 4,
cliffhanger.
The story, there's a cliffhanger, so it is obviously a Gears 5, okay?
Oh, it's in the works,
I think it's another trilogy they're working on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll get a Gears 5 maybe at the end of the year, or a Halo, maybe a Halo 6.
Sure,
at the end of the year.
I think there's going to be... There's definitely going to be a Halo 6 announcement.
For 2018 or 2019.
Yeah. I would put my money on 2019 because...
And now I put my money on Gears of War coming out this year.
Yeah, definitely.
2018.
Definitely. I think that's a fair assumption. There has to be some new IP. There has to be some new IP out from them. You know?
I don't know if they'll be really story-based because...
That's really not their MO, but yeah.
We'll see. But it has to be... There has to be something to complement Halo and Gears. You can't just rest on those.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're gonna announce, just a whole lot of different new IPs. Just don't announce Super Lucky's Tales 2.
Sounds like a buyer beware situation. Maybe wait till the reviews come out first. Mister, I don't need reviews. I don't need to buy the game.
I don't need no damn reviews. Okay, I like Spyro, so I will like Super Lucky's Tale too, and I liked it. It was just boring.
Sure, yeah,
It was really boring. So I think that, and lastly, I think we have not heard the end of microtransactions. I think the battle between the gamer and Wall Street will continue with microtransactions. And again, we don't mind microtransactions. Don't do play the win. Learn your lesson.
They have to be done right. And we're not going to have another Battlefront 2 situation. Guaranteed. EA is not going to go that deep into it. They're probably going to get more nefarious.
I think we will. I think we need another Battlefront 2 situation for them to get the point, because I think they think that's a one-off.
Here's what I think is going to happen with that, right? I think Battlefront 2 showed them that they went too far with it. So they want to get your money. They're going to get more devious with how they mask it, right?
Okay. I mean, well, I'm not saying they won't try to mask it. I'm saying we're going to look past their gimmicks, right? And say we're going to reject it. We're going to say no. This is not what we want. Mm-hmm. We want fairness. We don't want play to win, no matter how you disguise it.
Yes, 100%.
So, I think look, Wall Street was laughing at us like, "Hey, you entitled gamers." No, no, that's not how this works. You can't, play to win. That's not fair. Mm-hmm. So I think
gameplay integrity. That's important.
I think something else needs to happen. I think another shoe needs to drop before they get it. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm not saying it's going anywhere. Microtransactions is with us.
No. I mean, it's
forever.
It's built into every publisher's development model, right? Like when they look at the projections and whatever else, they say we're going to sell X amount of units and we're going to sell X amount of microtransactions.
Yeah.
And that's what they're banking on, right? And, because Battlefront 2 flopped so badly and they went so far with it, it blew up in their face and they lost all this money, and I don't think they can have that happen again.
So I think we haven't heard my prediction, bold prediction. we haven't heard the end of Transactions 2018. Sure. We are just getting this battle is only on level 2 now.
Wow. I wonder if I can use my editing powers to cut that horrible joke out. No.
Well,
so
your editing power is only at level 1.
Oh. Oof. All right. On that note, that wraps up our year in review and our predictions for 2018. All right. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Scottie B, Retro Tinkering on Instagram and YouTube. Is going to be our special guest. We're going to talk about everything retro gaming. And we're back. So we have a special guest on the show today.
Hello there.
We have Scottie B, Retro Tinkering, as he's known on the YouTubes and the Instagrams. How you doing?
What's up, guys?
Well, what's going on, Scottie? Yo, now before we start, Scottie, you gotta let me know. What is it? Is it Scottie B? Is it Retro? Is it Mr. Retro Tinkering? Mr. Tinkering? How do I address you on the podcast? I just don't know.
Mr. Average Citizen.
Mr. Average Citizen on the mics.
The man with more AKAs than I do.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, I got one for you. The man of 1,000 voices. That's my favorite.
Man of 1,000 voices. All right.
Okay. I'm just gonna call you Scottie B, AKA Mr. Tinkering.
There we go.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna refer to you. What's going on, man? Listen, Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Kwanzaa.
Happy
Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. Mm-hmm. All that good stuff. Listen,
yeah.
Happy belated Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope you had a great Thanksgiving last year.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It was pretty lonely, I can't lie. My girl was out of town. But thanks for asking.
Hey, well, look, sometimes you need that time alone to play some video games,
tinker?
to relax a little bit, to tinker.
To start tinkering with video games. There you go.
You guys got to see me. When I'm alone, forget about it. I start taking apart VHS tapes. I start painting LJN wrestlers. I'm crazy.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. How did you come up with the name Retro Tinkering?
Well, my girlfriend, like I said, she used to see me do all these things, and I'm always taking apart video games. I'm always trying to fix something. There's always something. She walks up to me, "What are you doing? Are you tinkering?" And I go, "Yes." So I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna come up with a name. I'm gonna make an Instagram." Actually, no, I'm going to make a YouTube page, and I'm just going to act ridiculous, because that's usually what I do anyway. I do voices, I do some comedy. Everybody's always telling me you're funny. So I got a lot of ideas. So it's like the reason that my show has a remote changing the channel is because that's pretty much how I am. Today in a little while I could go home and play some Atari 5200, and then I'm taking apart the controller 10 minutes later,
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Trying to figure things out,
Okay.
So I was like, Retro Tinkering.
That's it. No, you know what? Now call me slow. I just put two and two together. Now it makes sense. Okay. Mm-hmm. I get it now. Retro Tinkering. He's like tinkering with retro stuff. All right, I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes me a minute sometimes.
Yeah. Call me slow. Listen, sometimes it takes me a little bit. Takes me a little bit because I'm all into my video games. I'm all into my Super Mario's and my Call of Duties. So, but the interesting story is we met you a long time ago. We met you like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was like our first. It was me and Dave's first I think was this our first? Did we do a show yet? Did we do a show yet?
May have. No, we were into it a little bit.
We did like a handful of shows, right? Something like that. And that was like our first garage sale together.
I think I found the post on Craigslist or your post on Craigslist.
Yeah, you did.
Got a bunch of stuff.
I remember it clearly. I remember exactly how it happened.
Yeah. So why don't you?
I think Danny showed up first.
Mm-hmm.
No, we showed up together. No, we showed up together.
No, and then you was like, I'm waiting for my buddy, and then Dave arrives in a taxi. I remember, and and you guys told me, yeah, we saw the ad on Craigslist, and I had a whole bunch of stuff because during that time, I was more into like I'll keep what I need and sell the excess stuff that I usually pick up in these storage places, and you guys were happy. You guys were taking the NFL games. I was really excited.
We got a good haul that day. We were very happy with what we got.
Well,
I got a copy of Top Gun in box. I mean, I was like,
you did. So I don't even.
I missed that copy.
I don't even know if we should. I don't even know if I should even like tell like the behind the scenes story of that night because Dave is just like, yo, this box is like so mint. And I was like, no, Dave, it has creases in it. Dave. No,
I was so new and so young to the retro game and
he was so new to garage sales. He was just like, Danny, yo, he has like, this is so mint. I was like, no, Dave, it has creases in it. Wink. Stop saying it's mint. And he's like, and I was like, you know what? You stay over there. I'm gonna stay over here. Look at these games. And
I remember what you guys told me at then. Oh well, specifically you, Danny. You were like, I was like, so what do you guys do? And he's like, oh, we got a show. It's called Rated G for Gamers. I kid you not. And it was like, who are these guys?
Well, we were new, and I honestly don't think we had that many shows out. I think we had like a handful of shows.
Maybe like 20, 30 shows, maybe.
Really? I think it was less than that. I think it was like 10 shows, 10 to 12 shows.
Maybe it was even that little. Yeah.
Yeah, because, we were still new, and it was like, we were a little nervous because, we were new to this, right? I mean, the first show we will never air. Nope. We will never hear
we have basically like a 0.5 that's never going to be released.
The first show you can hear is show 1.5.
Yeah.
Show number 1 will never see the light of day. That will stay in the vault forever.
Which even that looking so back,
funny.
like Scottie, you can probably relate to this too. Like you're first starting out, you're trying to like feel out, how the channel's going to go, how will the interactions, the skits, the whatever's going to go.
Yeah, what's good, what's not, what's you,
Yeah. We didn't have a format. It was sort of just like,
I mean,
let's just talk.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about video games.
It was like a little bit of structure, but it was mostly just like, let's throw stuff up and see what works.
Well, you know what? What's the saying? Throw shit against the wall and see what sticks. And nothing stuck. That's episode 1. Nothing stuck. Everything.
No. But I mean, after we got a couple episodes under our belt, we're like, all right, now we're starting to formulate this out. And
yeah.
So and again, at your home, when we bought from you, my strategy was, you know what? If I buy all these crappy sports games, all right, he'll just see that I'm buying a lot and give me a good deal.
Right, you're gonna get the
a great
discount.
deal, right? Because I said, listen, I'm taking this NFL football that no one is ever going to buy. It's only worth $1.
You did say that.
I'm taking all of them, all 7 or 8 of them, right, from you for all different systems, and I'll add that together. So what you don't know, Scottie, is right after we left, when we left you, we went to the diner.
That's right. I ended up getting an omelet that day. It was just really good omelet.
I got pancakes if we're going on the menu or what we had, and we were just talking, and I was just like, Dave, stop telling people that
it's mint.
Look. I have to admit, even with that slight bumble, I think we still made out pretty well. Your prices were fair.
Well. I mean, Scottie was a tough haggler. I was like, listen, man, I had to jump in for Dave because that's my boy. That's my boy. I was like, listen, man, he got that Game Gear right there. That's like all scuffed up.
The ever so humble Dan Robinson.
You got that scuffed up Game Gear. You got to, you're not really giving him a discount on this. You got to give him a discount on that. And I was like, Dave, take the Game Gear. Dave, don't talk, Dave. Let me talk.
Wait, you got a Game Gear from me?
Yeah,
Did it work?
I got a Game Gear.
Yeah. It worked. Okay.
Yeah, I got a Game Gear with Sonic and the battery pack.
Nice. Because all the crap I get nowadays doesn't work anymore. That's good. You got a good one.
Yeah. But anyway, we were at the diner and we were so happy. it was like our first garage sale together.
Yeah,
right?
it was the first big one. Yeah.
As a team, and I was just, and Dave found you, so I was like, commend Dave. Hey, that was a good find, and we did it. This is great. We can talk about this on the show, episode 7, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think we did talk about it on the show.
Oh, most definitely.
That's awesome.
Most definitely.
So you were our first garage sale story on the show.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. It took me like I was like, I gotta find those guys. So I was like looking for you.
Yeah,
I found
I guess. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I guess that's like the rest of it, right? How we came back together is like, I think you hit us up on Instagram, and he's like, hey, you're like, hey,
yeah.
I remember you
2
guys
years.
from...
2 years later,
yeah, and that was awesome. I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going?
And the funny thing is, I got your number because you told me. I was like, hey, do you you do garage sales often? He was just like, yeah, whenever I find. And I got your number. I still have it.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I literally you got lost in the shop. I forgot to text you. I literally
he wanted to give you a ring, but he was very afraid. He was a little shy. He was a little shy.
I was petrified. But seriously, I literally forget. I mean, I literally was just like, you know what? We'll see him on Craigslist again. He's probably not going to remember us. Like when I did remember to text you, I was like, oh, he's not going to remember us. I was like 2 months ago. He's like, he probably sees a bunch of people all the time. So when you
I was like really excited actually when you left and you told me that, like, who are these guys? I gotta find them. I swear you left that impression on me because I kept looking and you kept on. I thought you had like a YouTube channel.
Well, we do
I didn't
now.
know it was a podcast.
Yeah.
I noticed now, yeah. But before, like the Rated G would pop up and it was like a little kid standing in front of like a TV. And I was like, is this their page?
I mean, it may not necessarily be the most original name, but...
Well, listen. We're Rated G for gamers, but no spaces. Okay. Okay, there's no spaces. Okay. I think it's either one or the other. It's either no spaces or with spaces. I forgot.
Yeah.
Listen, we were pleasantly... When you popped up on Instagram, we were just like, wait, is this that guy, Scottie? Like, I remembered you. And I was like, I have his number. We should have texted him, but we remembered us. So that was awesome. That was like that literally made our day when Dave texted me when we were at work, and Dave was like, "This guy remembers us. Remember him?"
That's great. I'm like, we got to get him on the show.
It took a few months, but we got you on the show. You're episode 100, man. You're the first episode of 2018.
Very nice. Beautiful. So it's gonna be a great year. It's going to be a great year for both of us, all three of us.
I think so.
There we go.
So do you have any good fond memories of, because we did a little early in the show, we had our kind of look back at 2017. Do you have some good gaming memories or anything good gaming-wise that you liked about 2017?
I did. I found, one of my videos, it's me and my buddy Carl. I met him on Craigslist, and he was trying to buy. I had like an extra copy of Super Mario World, and I was selling it for like $20 because I had like 3 copies because I became a hoarder of sorts after a while. So I was like, I gotta get rid of stuff.
Collector is the proper term.
Yeah. In my small apartment, I can't do it. I try though. He's hitting me up and he's telling me, hey, I'll give you $10 for it. I'm like, get the hell out of here. $10? You want $10 for this game? And whatever. He keeps messaging me and I'm like, hey man, so you collect? And he goes, yeah. And I go, hey, I collect too. We should go hunting one day. And then so that's my episode that I have dollar games found in New York or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We went hunting and we found this amazing place where everything that is neglected ends up there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of my fondest memories of 2017. Amazing. It was like console heaven. It's like when they die, where do they go?
Right.
They go to console heaven.
Yeah, we saw that video and we were like, wow, that's insane. Like right here in New York too, you know?
Yeah, and now they're making rules, so that's another story. I'll get to that in a minute. But I couldn't believe it because the prices of games are going up, and you go to thrift stores, and I think it's getting worse now. Actually, 2018 should probably be the worst year ever for thrift store finds, and it was getting kind of dry. And I was like, where am I gonna find games at? And then I landed in this place, and I was like, wow, I was blown away. So we went back, and I recorded for another episode, and then after that, they started making rules. But that's probably my fondest memory of 2017 gaming related. I found some really cool stuff, some prototypes, and just some amazing stuff that you just don't find anywhere.
Well, before we get into like collecting and tips and stuff, like how long have you been collecting? That's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started. Well, my father used to buy me everything that came out. I was like, hey, I want this. And he would just get it for me. And, my mother had a great job. He was a sheet metal mechanic. It was early in the 90s. So, it was a good time. Then later on, I think the last console that I had was the Sega Dreamcast. But I think the Nintendo broke, and throughout the years in some old boxes, I had, I think it was a Nightmare on Elm Street for NES, and I always used to look at them, but I grew up in life, and I wasn't really into it anymore. And I would see the cartridges, and I'm like, man, I think I want to play that, I think I want to play that again. And I didn't. This is gonna sound crazy, but I didn't play any retro games until I think I've been with my girlfriend for about almost 4 years. I think it's 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
4 years ago, I was like, I got to get this stuff back because my father got me the Dreamcast when it came out, and I was a little bit older, and I didn't appreciate it back then. I played it, and I was let down, that the PS2 came through and swooped everything away, and Dreamcast was gone, and I was crushed. I was crushed like Mike Tyson when he became a savage and started biting ears and he started, I was turned off.
It's a system. It's a system gone too soon. I love the Dreamcast so much.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah,
so much. Such an amazing console.
I know.
But I think it's been about four years ago. 4 years ago, I got into it. I started going to the Aqueduct Flea Market in New York. That's a good place for you game hunters out there. The Aqueduct Flea Market in the summer, and actually a couple of months back when they were still open, and it's cold outside. Oh, they love giving deals. Take
of course.
it. $5, no problem.
Nice.
I'll take it. Yeah. So that's it. About 4 years ago.
Okay. I think I told the story probably in an early episode, but I started collecting. I mean, I still had some games from when I was a kid, and some games got lost, sort of like when you move places one place to another, some games get lost. But I came home stressed out one day from work, and I popped in Super Mario World. I was like, I want to play a game for some reason.
And that brought you back.
I was like, I dusted off the old Super Nintendo. And I was like, I want to play Super Mario World. I was looking through some boxes, and I was like, Super Mario World, I love that game. And I popped that in, and then it went from me beating that again, right, like 20 years later. And then I wanted to find other games that I never I had and lost, and then it came, and it was like, you know what? I started buying games that I wanted to have and never could afford, right? Because you only got games on your birthday or Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into collecting. So I've been doing this for maybe, like, I guess we're in 2018 now. So maybe, I would say about 3-4 years too. Right?
Hardcore,
yeah.
3-4 years.
Yeah. So, you know, I've built the collection up to almost 2,500 right now, 2,500 games.
Nice.
So proud of
a lot of IKEA shelves.
He doesn't do the IKEA shelf.
As Dave knows, their shipping costs are ridiculous. A lot of Sears shelves.
I just got myself a new set of IKEA shelves. It's going to go where the Christmas tree is now. I'm going to take down the Goonies poster, put the new shelves up, and I love those IKEA shelves. They have the little notch in the bottom that like fits over the molding on the floor. And I have other IKEA shelves.
Yeah, I saw that.
So everything just kind of matches. And the problem is, like, the shelves are priced okay, but the shipping's like $100.
The shipping is ridiculous.
You know, there's nothing you can do.
You guys just go to the store.
We don't have a car. We're New Yorkers. We're New Yorkers,
See,
man.
That's the thing. You don't understand. Most New Yorkers don't have their own vehicle transportation.
We're spoiled.
I know. I'm driving my girl's car, and it's from Jersey, and she wants to transfer the insurance to my name. I'm like, no, babe, I'm just borrowing it.
Listen, I'm just gonna use it for the day. Just heading up to wherever to pick up some retro games. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Listen, I told
4 hours.
Listen, I told my girl how much Dave paid for shipping, and she's like, "I'll go to IKEA and pick that up."
Well, you should have told me that before I ordered it.
For half the price. I'll go there and pick it up. All you got to do is pay for dinner.
Yeah.
So don't they got guys that do delivery? No?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, you're going to end up paying for it no matter how you do it. You know, even if you go down on a car.
Delivery and already built, hey, that's worth the price.
Yeah.
No?
Well, yeah. I have 5, 6, I have 7 shelves, a TV stand, a stereo stand. Okay, no, I have 8 shelves. I forgot about that one. And then, you know, they got the little drawers and stuff, the little plastic drawers. And I got the CD. I got the CD racks. I got 1, 2, 3 CD racks full of like those jewel cases for the regular CDs, for the Dreamcast and the PlayStation 1 and stuff like that. I'm running out of room quickly. I need to buy another shelf.
Well, you've been running out of room for a while. You know, it's Dan works magic. I have to say, like he keeps finding more space for everything, which is incredible.
I'm the same way.
Right? I mean,
when you have a like, I don't have a big collection by any means, but when you see the growth in your collection, you find creative ways to make space.
Yeah. You got to be good at Tetris, man.
Yeah, that's exactly. I am stealing that, Scottie.
You got to be good at Tetris.
I am stealing that. It's Tetris.
It's all yours.
I am taking that. I am taking full credit for that. I like that. I'm taking that.
And
Tetris.
I think this like small space problem is unique to a lot of people, because you look at the people on Instagram, right, and they have like basements, they have like wings of their house dedicated.
Oh,
and
my dream.
You know, they live out in the middle of nowhere, so the house costs them like pennies.
I know.
Cost pennies, and they have like, well, I turned my basement into
my gaming pad, my man cave.
Hey,
I'm so jealous.
I know. I wish we had basement space.
Listen, the last gamer, the guy in Australia that has the biggest collection according to Guinness World Records, he builds an extra wing to his house.
Yeah.
He lives in like a remote place in Australia. He said it's like 2-hour drive just to get to IKEA. to buy his shelves.
Yeah, he is.
And to the supermarket to get Super Mario cereal in Australia.
So he's just like, hey, I'm building an extra wing to my house because this is the arcade room. That is awesome. I am super jealous. I can't even watch that.
Oh, man. I mean, I love arcades, man. And I can't, I have them on my Xbox, and my buddy Angelo modded it for me. And it's pretty cool, and it has arcade games. But I can't, I played for a little while, and I'm like, I can't. I'm cheating. I can't.
You want the authentic experience, right? You want the stand-up machine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. I wish I could do it in my apartment. Can you imagine me? I'm on the 5th floor. Hauling hauling 10 arcade cabinets up the stairs.
Right.
Oh, it's time to move. The lease is up. Oh, crap.
Well, have you been to Barcade at all?
The one in Williamsburg.
Yeah, they have one. They have one now in over in the East Village.
The Lower East Side.
Yeah. It's
that one's pretty old. That one's I think the one in Williamsburg is older, unless the one in LES is a new one.
The one in Williamsburg, I think, was the original. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but like that place is great. It's super authentic. It's a bar and an arcade together. You can play all the 80s classics.
Yeah, hell yeah. I was there about 10 years ago in the Williamsburg location. Mm-hmm. And I think was 10 years ago? Was smoking still allowed indoors? I remember people smoking in there and ashing on the machines.
I think it got crushed like early 2000s, maybe like 2005 or 6, maybe. Yeah.
I was pretty disappointed. I mean, I had a great time and I was drinking and stuff, but I saw people like leaving a cigarette on the tip of the arcade cabinet and it's just like burning it. But it was an awesome place, though.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Scotty.
Yeah.
Me and Dave are collectors, just like you. We've done sort of I think we had like a convo to week one, how we collect, like tips for people who want to start collecting.
I got a lot of tips. Ask away.
So, what are some of your tips on collecting? Because I know you have a motto. Never pay retail price. And I feel you, my friend. I feel you. I will say an asterisk next to that motto: when you really want something,
cough, Sega CD.
Yes,
sometimes you got to pay for it.
Anybody who knows me knows I've been looking. I have a Sega CD Model 2, which no longer works because they were made poorly and they suck.
I know.
I've been looking for a Sega CD Model 1 because I've wanted one since I was a kid. And for Christmas, I treated myself to a Model. I treated myself to a Model 1 and the Sega CD X. Okay, and I you know what? I mean, I paid for it.
Okay, let's see.
So
you paid a good price. If you paid $160,
if you want something, you got to buy it.
Yeah. No, I agree. Especially when it comes to that. I'm a big Sega fanboy, as you know.
Yes, I do know.
I have been looking for one for a very long time, and I just recently bumped into the XI, and I was so happy.
We were just talking about that off the mics yesterday. The XI was crazy. Did you end up picking one up yet?
Oh, me? Yeah. I bought it in a bundle. This guy sold me. I think he sold me like about 10 consoles for like $100, and the JVC XI was in it.
Oh wow,
that's incredible.
Yeah,
that's fantastic right there.
See,
yeah.
Let's
talk about the tips. So we'll let people know how we do these things. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what? You know what? I have my notepad and pen right now. Okay. I mean, I know how I buy. Okay. I know how I find some things, and then Dave has his way. Mm-hmm. What is the Scottie B Mr. Tinkering way? How do you buy? What makes you're a master at this? I see your Instagram, and people need to follow you. Retro Tinkering and Instagram. Well, give me some tips, man.
Some tips. Okay. I kind of got blank there.
You know what it is? You didn't go blank. He didn't want to give up the secrets.
Right? Like you're like, well, I don't want to give all the good tips.
No, it's like going to a restaurant and saying, what's in this special sauce? And you're like, I went blank. I don't know. I don't want to tell you.
It has a mix of things in there.
It's just special sauce. Just order the burger and you'll get it.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen.
Well, first you have to,
Scotty, this is just me and you, Scotty. It's just me and you. Just focus on me. Tell me, please, my friend. Dan
just wants to know where he can get himself a JVC.
How do you find games
for under $100?
How do you find games? I want to listen. I wish I would have paid $100 for the Sega CD Model 1. I didn't. So tell me, my friend.
I bumped into.
We all know.
Craigslist is really important.
Right.
Craigslist is really important. Mm-hmm. Very important. I made a video about this, but we're going to go in a little deeper on just for the podcast.
Okay.
You guys out there, Craigslist is very important. You find stuff on Craigslist. You have to go to small towns, visit small thrift stores, very small. You can't go into populated areas. Okay, they receive a lot of stuff, but in populated areas, there's money flowing, and the store will properly research what they receive as donations and usually go on eBay to figure out what they're going to price their items at. Good example, like a Goodwill. A Goodwill is placed in, they're always in very heavy traffic areas, Goodwills, unless you're going out of town. If you're going out of town, out of town in Goodwills and Salvation Armies, I've found Sega CD games complete with the cases in mint condition,
Wow.
as you would say.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to go on Craigslist. You have to go on Google Maps. My best advice for anybody out there: you go on Google Maps and you type in the search. Don't write retro video games near me. That's not a good idea. Right. Thrift shops. You don't even have to write near me. If you write thrift stores, just do that in search and zoom in and out of the map. Search this area. Keep searching every area until you find the small thrift stores that don't have a lot of business. Look through their CD piles. Everybody knows this. Look through their CD piles, and you might find a Dreamcast game. And I know Dave and Danny, you guys know this. You guys know that. You look in the CD piles, you might find some Metallica. You might find some cool CDs, but you'll also find a lot of PlayStation 1 games, some really good games.
Or Dreamcast games.
There we go. To be honest, I haven't found TurboGrafx 16 games out there in the CD.
Those are tough.
Yeah, very tough. If I can't find them, I don't know who's finding them. Have you guys visited?
I just don't think they're out there. I just don't think they're out there.
I don't think so.
Because it wasn't.
I don't think so.
The system didn't sell that well. And everybody knows those games are worth money now, So even if they do get them in, they're going to go quick.
Yeah, they're like, what is this weird card? Oh, let me eBay it.
Right. Well,
it's $100.
Yeah.
Well, before we started recording, I told Dave, I was like, I went to this Goodwill, I've never been to this Goodwill before, and I was looking at the CDs and the DVDs to see if they had any games, and of course, you find your Just Dances and stuff like that. There. And Sutton told me to look at the front counter to see if they have anything in the glass case, and they behind the cash register, there was a box full of games, and I had to wait in line just to see the box. I was like, "Can I see the box?" And
I'm surprised they showed it to you.
No, they wouldn't let me leave. I couldn't take the box to the side. They was like, "No, stay right here.
It's gold."
But it was still a good price. It was like $4 a game, so it wasn't that.
Yeah. They just kept the good stuff away.
Yeah. So I'm like, they're getting hip. No, they're getting hip because right now Salvation Army.
They are very hip. I have been.
If it's Xbox, it's $5.
Oh yeah, Madden 2004, $5, and they won't budge on the price.
No, they get offended. They want you to get out.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's crazy.
A little tip, guys. Very important tip that puts you ahead of the competition. You go into thrift stores and, hey, do you have games in the back? I collect video games. You got to make sure that you see, because when you ask these kinds of questions, because anybody can say, hey, you got games back there, but it just depends. If you say it with a passion. And they feel the passion, they'll say, let me check for you. I had people bring me back there to the back and say, look through all this.
Oh, yeah. I could tell you.
And I've got some stuff.
Listen, the Salvation Army in the city, I told Dave, I said, listen, I told the guy, I was like, do you have any actual video games? Because I don't see any. I love video games. I just want to, buy video games because I'm a collector and I love video games. He's like, I think I have some Atari games, and I'm like, oh, okay, you got Atari. In my mind, I'm like, all right, here's some Atari games. How much? Going to be $1 a piece, right? He brings back Master System games in the cases, complete with manual and posters.
Nice.
And I checked it. They were like maybe $50-$60 a game. I was like, well, how much do you want? He's like, $5. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, $5 a game. He's like, no, I want $5 for everything. I was like, I'll give you 10. I'll give you 10.
Dan was like a 5-year-old on Christmas when he told me the story. He was like, "Guess what I got today?"
That's awesome.
He kept referring to them as Atari games. I was like, they could be whatever you think they are.
Right? I'll take.
One. Yeah, it's like I guess somebody must have donate. Obviously, Salvation Army donated the whole Wonder Boy set, Wonder Boy set of the Master System games, complete.
Oh, that's cool.
With codes written into the poster.
Awesome.
And I was like, awesome. Done. Here's $10. You know what? On me, because I love you guys so much. So, I just that was a great story. I was like, I'm coming back to this Salvation Army, man. This guy's gonna hook me up. But anyway,
it doesn't usually happen. It happens like
every now and then.
One more time, but then
once in a blue. Yeah. Well, you know what it is? Now that you're known as the game guy, when they get 1,000 Just Dances in, they hold that for you. They hold that for you. It's like, I got a bunch of games, and it's like Just Dance 2016, 17, 15, 13, 12, right?
You get the whole collection,
Yeah. But
a little piece of advice when you do that kind of stuff. Also, a lot of people they get very hip. They're happy to help you the first time, but then they're like, no, we don't have any. Like, it just turns really weird. And
they look at eBay.
Yeah. And then all the employees, I know this sounds crazy, but you guys know this. All the employees just start like, I'm just going to keep this. I'm going to sell it. They're interested in this. We're getting Mario's.
They're trying to flip them for a profit, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It happens.
Yeah, well, I think somebody was trying to hold the flip for a profit, but he wasn't there that day. And I got it. So
no, that was an awesome find. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I know.
So I got a question for you. Like, if what's the dream system to hunt for? Like, game-wise, console-wise, accessory-wise, like what's your jam, right? Is it Nintendo? Is it Genesis, TurboGrafx?
Well, you know what? Not even just brand. What system? Like, is it Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Super Nintendo, NES? What's your favorite console to collect for?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm like a controller that just keeps changing the channel. Like lately, I just really want
right now.
Yeah.
Right now, I just want like Atari 5200 games for some reason.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Just right now.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like slowly slipping back into Nintendo. I want like Gradius. Is that how you pronounce it? Or
sure.
Gradius?
Sure. Either way, I think.
Depends on the part of the country you're from.
I also need I really want to play Dragon's Lair for some reason. And I want to play it. No.
Okay.
Shoot me.
I was gonna say.
Play it on the Sega CD.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
I love that game so much.
I would love that arcade cabinet.
Oh, I know. It's so good. It's so good.
I just can't settle for any of the ports. I can't.
No. None of them are good. Well, you know which one was pretty decent. They remade it for the original
PS2?
Xbox. Well, the PS2
GameCube.
as well, I think.
Oh yeah.
And
I want to try those.
Yeah,
I really want to try those. I'm looking for those.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
I think you can get them pretty cheap too. You know, because it's sold.
And for the Wii, I think for the Wii is like $100 now.
No way.
Yeah, the one for the Wii is like $100.
No, $100 for the Wii one? No way.
Crazy. Yeah. I've been looking for it. Mm-hmm. I've been looking to try to find a good deal on it. I can't.
Wait, Dragon's Lair Trilogy on Lucky Games, $67 complete.
Yeah, it usually goes for $50 to $100 sealed.
Wow.
You know what? I'll just play the Jaguar version for $50.
Oh, I'm
There's
sure
a
it's the
Jaguar
same.
version?
There's a
I'm
Jaguar
sure it's the
version for
same.
$50.
I think you may have a little bit of a quality difference between the Wii version and the Jaguar version.
I know the Jaguar version
Oh,
is probably
it's such
better.
a broken console.
The Jaguar version is probably better.
The Jaguar had legit one good game, and that was Alien vs. Predator. Everything else was just
I have the game, but I don't have the console.
I have the console. You can always come and play it. I have that remote control. They have that remote control. They call it a controller.
Oh, the number pad. Yeah.
The giant.
Yeah, that was actually the girl I'm dating. That was our second date after we went to the movies. We came back to my house and she was like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Want me to plug it in?" And we can start playing it. It was a Jaguar controller. She was looking at it. She was just like, this kind of it's not really. She didn't want to be like mean, but she didn't want to say it sucked. She was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I was like, no, you can say it sucks because it does suck. It's okay.
My girl just goes now. In the beginning, she used to be like, "Oh, it's fun." Now she just goes, "This is not fun," and walks away.
Does she now play games?
She loves Donkey Kong for Super Nintendo. She grew up with the console, so she loves it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so I know you're a retro collector, but do you play modern games?
Oh, I could if I found a good deal. I got a funny story about finding a good deal for a PS4. But it wasn't such a good deal.
So it wasn't a great deal.
No, I was super happy, but then I was super disappointed, So there's this guy who walks into this store called CEX.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one up in Queens,
what they're called. Yeah. So he's like, he's looking around, he's looking clueless, and he's looking up and down. I'm like, this guy, what does he have in his bag? And he's like, I'm here to sell this. And I'm just looking through the games, and I'm watching everything, and they're like, they take it to the back, and they're, no, sorry, sir, we can't take this. That's you took out the screw, the warranty screw, I think.
I tried to mod it, maybe, yeah.
It's even worse than that. So I'm like, I don't really see anything wrong with it, and I don't want them to see me, doing what retro tinkering does. Hey, man, sell it to me, So he's leaving the store. I'm like, hey, how much you want for that? He's like, $50. It's yours right now.
Done.
I say, I got 40. Here you go.
Right?
You got it works, man. You could take my number and everything. I was like, nah, I trust you, man. $40 for a PS4. I'm gonna get into modern gaming or semi-modern. It came out in what year? 2014. PS4.
Yeah,
End of 2013.
Oh,
there we go.
That's right, 2013.
No. You're right. End of 2014.
Semi-modern for me.
Semi-modern,
It would have been exciting to play that Sonic Mania or Sonic Forces, So anyway, I take it home. Like, yeah, I'm gonna plug this in. All right, here we go. I'm like, what is that noise, man? I'm like, whatever. So I plug it in, and the red light turns on, and I start pressing. I think it was like, I don't remember how the console looks like too much, but I pressed like the eject button. I'm not sure where they have it at, or if it's a touchscreen one. And it's going beep, 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 beep. Like, what's wrong with this? So I start trying to like put a CD. And I'm like, why won't you just go in? It's not going in.
Just wait and take a CD.
No, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I shake the thing upside down, and there's pennies flying out of the CD tray.
Wow.
Well, that was the closest I got to playing modern console.
Wow.
I was like, I gotta eat this one.
Oh, that's funny.
So then I said, I'm just gonna stick to
The retro.
the Sega Genesis over here for a little while.
Buyer beware when you get a PS4 for $40. I think it's
shake it first. See if there's pennies inside.
Shake it first.
I ended up breaking even. I was like, you know what? Screw this. Well, actually, no, I lost out. I shipped it for, I think I shipped it for like $13. I said, I'm going to throw this on eBay for $50. Try to get my money back. And the shipping was like $13. Like, what a loss. Screw this.
So is there
all different parts?
Yeah, you can probably get some money for parts on it.
So is there a game you really want to buy and just haven't pulled the trigger because you haven't found that deal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have like a white whale, like a holy grail.
You haven't found that little Samson that you always wanted when you were a kid. No?
There's a lot. There's like a lot of little things that I want. Some are not too spectacular. Like I said, Mario Brothers for Atari 5200. I would probably be really happy right now if I got that one. Or
I think
the Sonic Mega Collection for GameCube and PS2.
Yeah,
I have that. I think I have that.
Or the Dragon's Lair, all the Dragon's Lair games for I think the PS2, Xbox, and the GameCube 3D version or whatever. I want all of those. Nothing too spectacular. I did want the Model 1 Sega CD, and I got one for a really good deal, but it just didn't work.
Yeah, I think that tends to be a common problem with those. There's way too many moving parts.
Is either the belt or the laser, right? Like the laser. The Sega CD Model 1 that I bought, he said he put a new belt in. So that just means 2 months from now it's going to break down because the laser probably is going to break. Yeah,
it's guaranteed.
It's mind-boggling how they have to, in order to repair these things, they have to borrow stuff from old VCRs and old stuff. It's like, why aren't they just mass-producing, what is it, like Tommy controller? Mass-producing just belts for
Someone
Sega
can make
CDs.
A killing off that, you know?
Oh, let me tell you. Also, for the damn Atari 5200 Switch box I had to pay $50 for on eBay. Why aren't they just making some easy...
Whoa, wait. I mean, the Atari 5200, they need new controllers. The controllers are going
for like $100. There we go.
Because the controllers suck. You want to talk about tinkering. I need you to tinker and make the controller work.
Probably some of the worst controllers ever produced, in my opinion. I mean,
yes, Metal Jesus did a video about that, maybe a month or two ago. I mean, I knew about it, but it's funny because the controllers alone are probably worth more than anything else on that system.
I know, and they could say that they work, but then when you play them for a little while, they just stop working. One button goes out, and then they all go out, and then you bang it a couple of times, open it up, polish it up, and then it works for about a week, and then it just stops working again. It's just there's no guarantee on those damn things.
That's why I like the 2600 controllers. There's one button and a joystick, and that's it. There's nothing to mess.
That's all you need.
Yep.
That's it. But they made the Wiko controllers for the 5200. Those, and they also made it for the 2600. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah. Those are definitely
the little red controller.
I think we had a couple of those growing up. Yeah.
So Scottie, Mr. Tinkering. As we always try to start the show and epically fail every time, as we did today, what are you playing right now?
I was playing Joust for Atari 5200.
Old school.
I have been hooked for a week.
School. Ooh.
Yeah, just for a week. I'm really impressed with the 5200. I recommend everybody go out there. They will get hooked. All you need to do is just watch the commercials, the old 5200 commercials. If you watch them once, you're like, wow, I need one, man. You know, they really hyped you up during that time.
Yeah. I love watching the commercials on YouTube because you're just the production value involved. Because you can't really show graphics in the game because they're just dots. So they have all this grand stuff around it. Yeah, it gets you all excited for it. I used to love the old Nintendo commercials. You like the old Super Mario Brothers and Metroid and Iron Sword.
I love those commercials.
Yeah,
that would be an awesome Blu-ray set.
Hey, listen, put that out there, man. I mean, we could do that. We could make a Blu-ray of all those commercials,
right? Yeah, I mean, someone just needs the master tapes, clean them up a little bit.
Yeah, fully remastered.
But you're more of a Sega guy, right? I remember you telling us that when we met you. You were like, you're a big Sega guy. You have a nice Sega, Saturn collection, if memory serves me correctly. Correct?
I have a pretty decent Sega Genesis collection, but then I kind of, like I said, kind of like the remote changing kind of thing. Then I started shifting over to Nintendo. I really enjoy you guys out there, if you're listening, the $5 games are awesome to play. the ones that you find that are on eBay for like $5 or $4.99. Those games are pretty fun.
You like those James Pond games?
I've never heard of that. What is that? That sounds horrible.
I went a little crazy. I went a little crazy and brought the collection of James Pond. Every James Pond game. I brought even the Super James Pond.
Frogger?
No, it's a side scroller. You're
a fish named James Pond.
You're an amphibious secret agent.
Is it good?
That's subjective. Tan Robinson will tell you one thing. I will be honest with you. They are not good.
No. Dave will not be honest with you, okay? Dave will
I am 100% legit honest.
If you listen to the show, you know Dave's scale, okay? Dave will say, it's trash.
I would yes. No, there are 4 levels to the Dave scale. There's trash. There's fantastic, which is the highest rating you can get, and there's 2 levels of This game, the James Pond series, is trash. It's trash.
It is not trash. It's okay.
I mean, didn't I see something about that on AVGN? James Pond. Yeah. I remember
probably
seeing something.
Mm-hmm. I don't. To my recollection, I don't remember that game making. The AVGN series because it's not trash, Dave. It's just
listen,
okay.
The internet doesn't lie. Go ahead and look up the score on Metacritic. All right.
Listen, it's for NES.
You know what? No. It's for the Genesis and it's for the Super Nintendo. They have James Pond and Game Gear. Is James Pond 1, 2, and 3 aquatic? Was it aquatic racing or something like that?
Yeah,
for the Genesis. James Pond 2 for Game Gear and Super James Pond for Super
Wait a minute, Nintendo. Is he wearing sunglasses in the cover?
Probably, yeah. I think he's got some. I think he's got some shades on. Yeah.
Oh no.
He's got a little tuxedo.
No. He doesn't have shades. He just has big eyes. He just has big eyes. It's just big eyes.
That sounds horrible, man. I don't know.
It just sounds. Well, listen. If I told you about a plumber from Brooklyn riding a fucking dinosaur, would you think that would be better? Or a hedgehog that can beat the speed of light?
Nothing makes sense.
Okay, this is a secret agent fish. Okay, That's awesome.
Right?
I think
it's probably good.
Don't listen to Dave, okay? Because the greatest game ever made for the model consoles is the Order 1886. Okay?
Oh yeah, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. But speaking of a plumber from Brooklyn, this is we always like to end our guest segments. We ask all our guests which game is better.
Which game is better? Just tell Dave. Super Mario World.
Super Mario Brothers 3 or Super Mario World.
No. You didn't ask the question correctly.
I was as impartial as I could be.
That's not the question.
Go ahead. Go ahead and taint.
Let me ask Scotty the question correctly.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You can re-ask it, but
I'm going to re-ask it.
Go ahead,
Scotty. Listen, we ask every guest that comes on the show. This is now sort of a tradition. What's a better game? Do you like, Super Mario Bros. 3, whatever? Or do you like the best game ever made, Super Mario World? Okay? Just be honest. Just be honest. Sonic 3 doesn't count.
Okay.
Out of the two.
I wish it would have came out with the Michael Jackson soundtrack, by the way. But we'll move on to the question. I when it comes to graphics,
overall,
overall,
like Desert Island.
Overall, I think it's pretty impressive. I think it's pretty impressive, and it's Mario 3 was pretty impressive for what it is.
Mario 3,
but yes, it's pretty impressive, very impressive, super impressive.
Mm-hmm.
It was great,
but when we're talking about the next generation console of the time, Super Mario World was even more impressive.
Woo! Woo! Did you hear that?
Wait.
He's not done. He's not done. Let the man finish.
Scotty, you don't need to say anything else.
Let the man finish.
He don't need to say anything else. He already said it.
I am going to fall in the middle and say that it's a tie.
Oh, no,
that's a
no.
cop-out.
That's not an option. That's not an option.
You know what? He's a Sega fan. He picked Super.
No.
Sonic 3 last time we talked.
That's like choosing between your kids. You can't because they're both great.
It's like Felix the Cat and Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
Felix the Cat, Kirby, NES, Super Mario 3. Push the hardware.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. But also, in comparison to Super Mario World was like their first game, and it didn't push the hardware. So then when you're looking at it, Super Mario 3 is probably a better game. And that's probably being realistic. It's probably a better game.
Super Mario.
Thank you.
Super Mario 3.
I'll take that.
Super Mario 3 was fantastic.
I'll take
Super Mario World was a Super Nintendo pusher. Okay, Super Mario was a pusher. It pushed Super Mario. It pushed Super Nintendo. Okay,
I don't think so. If it would have came at the end, during the end of the Super Nintendo lifespan, it probably would have been way better, and I would have said Super Mario World was way better.
Everybody wanted the Super Nintendo to play Super Mario World. I don't know one person that didn't want to play Super Mario World.
Well, I mean, it was a packing game, though. It came with the system,
Yeah,
it was a fresh thought. It was rushed, and they did a good job.
You want to ride a dinosaur?
Dan gets very heated over this. He can't be neutral, impartial, and just look at it for what it is. Super Mario Bros. 3 gave you the overworld map, all the new superpowers, the Koopa kids.
No. Super Mario World 3 was overrated because we got that Doki Doki Panic Super Mario 2. That's
overrated.
Why. Okay? A little overrated.
We didn't know anything about Doki Doki Panic in the West until way later. All right?
Well, that brings me to my point.
I learned that last year.
we had this Doki Doki Panic Super Mario Brothers 2 where you could like pick up mushrooms that are like grown from the ground. I mean, yes, I know.
Doki Doki Panic
that was a good idea.
It was okay. It was okay.
It gets boring.
It
gets boring after a while.
Sure. It was a little boring.
Sure.
But anyway, Scotty,
Mario 3 is adventurous.
It was adventurous.
Agreed.
It was. Listen, I am not throwing shade on Mario thing because
yes,
I love Mario.
You always do.
I love Mario 3. I love Mario 3.
Get out of here.
I love Mario 3. It's just not better than World. So that's all. That's all. So listen, Scotty, thanks for coming on, man. It's been great.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
So we had an awesome time.
It was a pleasure.
Listen, plug yourself, man. Where are you? Where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Retro Tinkering and on YouTube, Retro Tinkering. I believe I am the only one. You won't see a little kid playing.
Throwing a little shade in our direction. All right.
Retro Tinkering with spaces. Okay.
Retro Tinkering,
I got you. I got you.
All right. Well,
check out my channel. I do a lot of voices. I do a lot of fun stuff. A lot of comedy. Check me out. And to a new year. Toast.
Indeed. Well, all right. So that about wraps it up. You guys can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. You can find us, or you can email us, I should say, at ratedgforgamers@gmail.com. So for me, Dan Robinson, and Scotty B, Retro Tinkering.
Bye!
Please like, listen, subscribe, and as always,
keep gaming.